Okay.
Like okay, like every time I will need about, am I audible first of all?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Good.
New background.
Oh, good background. All right. I bought this ship last week.
Congratulations.
Okay. All right. Like every time I will need about 8 to 10 volunteers. Let's get the volunteers first. Anyone voluntarily offering can switch on your mic and what? Camera. Okay, I can see Roxanne. I can see. Okay, Roxanne is always there. Sanket Kate, are you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sanket Kate. All right. Then I can see Manpreet also there. Okay. Some guys always around. Thank you, Manpreet. Okay, then who else? I can see only 3-4 of you with cameras on.
Mithila.
Hey, just a minute. I've got Roxanne, I've got Sanket, I've got Manpreet. Manpreet ka naam hi nahi likha. Who is this? Mithila, all right? Mithila Lad. Good morning, Mithila.
Biplab.
Biplab is there. Okay. Biplab Bhattacharya.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. At least 3 more. I know, Roxanne, you want to be second time, but you can only participate only once. Okay. Mohammad Adil is also there.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning, Mohammad.
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
The
Where are you sitting, Mohammad? ऐसे लग रहा है कि आप वादियों में एकदम बैठे हो. Background एकदम जबरदस्त लिया है आपने. I think that should be on your face, not behind.
there's a glare behind your camera, that window. And that is the reason. Adil, can you just close the window?
नहीं तो 180 degrees घुमा लो. हाँ, ये हुई ना बात.
Good.
अभी आप कहाँ से कहाँ आ गए मालूम है मोहम्मद आदिल? आप प्राइम मेरिडियन से इंटरनेशनल डेडलाइन तक आ गए. Okay, cool. Should we start?
Yes, sir. Almost 84, 85 students are there present.
Yeah, good enough, good enough. ज़्यादा करना क्या है, बात सही है. Let me share. Okay. Okay, I can see Swapnil Mahale and Athira R for Romeo, saying good morning to everyone. Who else is there in good morning section? Okay, Sanket also is there. Swapnil, Athira, and Roshni Gaikwad. Hi, Roshni.
Hi, sir.
चलो good. आज रोशनी को भी ले लेंगे. Okay to participate, Roshni?
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to switch on your camera? अब no sir बोलेगी. चलो ठीक है. Close this. First, let me share the host disabled. Okay, you have got to enable me, Irfan, for sharing.
Yes, sir. Yes. Done, sir.
Okay, too fast. Okay, please tell me, guys and girls, you can see the index on your screen.
Yes, sir. Can see clearly.
ठीक है. So, as far as this is concerned, background and transport network, we had the discussion on this in the first lecture. Ship introduction मैंने बताया था. Types of ships we did. Number 4 we did. Load lines we did. Okay, now this is interesting. Map work 1, map work 2. Map work 2, that is Indian coastal shipping and Indian waterways that we did. Map work 3, okay, a small revision is required, and I have requested guys and girls to have one more lecture. Irfan is aware of this, so hopefully Institute Director will give us one more lecture so that we can practice more map work. Will that be okay?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. ठीक है. उसके बाद हो गया cargoes and commodities. This we will do today. See, cargoes and commodities is such a chapter. It is included in your GST syllabus, not only from exam point of view, but also from your profession point of view. Because as far as crude oil is concerned,
Excuse me, sir.
oil part, yes.
Sir, is Mr. Dhingra sir still our director, or he resigned?
Who is this?
Sir, he was the director.
आपका नाम क्या है?
Sanket Kate.
नहीं, is very much there. आप क्यों जाना चाहिए?
No. I just because he was my director in my college also in Symbiosis.
He's very much. Dhingra Sahab is very much director, and yeah, he was not well for some time, but he's back, and he's very much our head. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I requested him only for an additional lecture, and he said I will look into it. So, a very thorough gentleman and a very senior.
Yes, sir.
shipping
Very senior
professional.
personality.
Right. Okay. So all right, cargoes and commodities. I was saying, इसमें से crude oil या petroleum we did separately. Did we do crude oil? Do you remember anything? चलो ठीक है. Manpreet remembers, मतलब everyone remembers. That's good. Roxanne was not there for the crude oil lecture, I think.
I was there, sir.
No reaction means no presence, or maybe you are only physically present, not with mind present. ठीक है. Climatic factors, you do it yourself because it's all about dew, temperature, humidity. Okay, so you can read it yourself. It is nothing new. It's basically on meteorology, and you can write down one book's name in case you want to study more about meteorology. Okay. इतना परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं. जो भी परेशान वाला चेहरा मुझे दिखा रहे हैं. It's interesting. Meteorology is a very interesting topic. So there is a book. The name of the book is Meteorology, Marine Meteorology, and it is written by Captain Hariharan Subramanian. मैं आप सब लोगों को strongly suggest करूंगा कि या तो library से ये किताब ले लो या तो purchase कर लो, because this book will be, I mean, at least this book is with me, my copy. I mean, I bought it when I was a cadet about 27 years ago, and it is still with me. Okay, of course, उसके अभी पन्ने थोड़े, आप समझ रहे हो मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ. But yes, it is a big guidance for me, and the meteorology, the wind, the currents, the humidity, is something called as Beaufort scale. Because if you are into prefixtures and postfixtures, sometimes you may hear this word in the emails from the ship. Okay, Beaufort scale 6 pe chal raha hai, and weather is very rough and stuff like that. Then it's very nicely explained about the difference and what is a storm and what is a cyclone, what is a typhoon. Okay, so alag parts of the regions or regions of the world, why it is, in some part it is called typhoon, some parts it's called storm, and there's something known as tropical revolving storm. अगर आप हिंदी और मराठी में सीखे हो तो there is the equivalent word is चक्री बादल. Okay, वही चक्कर होता है ना आपके दिवाली का, वैसे घूमता ही है, और उसका भी एक पैटर्न होता है. आपने करंट्स देखा था, राइट? नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर क्लॉकवाइज, सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर एंटी क्लॉकवाइज, ऐसे कुछ किया था हमने.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
वैसे ही ये ट्रॉपिकल रिवॉल्विंग स्टॉर्म, इन शॉर्ट we call it TRS, that also goes clockwise in one hemisphere and anti-clockwise in another hemisphere, a typical pattern. तो आपको नॉर्मली पता होगा कि अगर ये केरला से आ रहा है तो ये गुजरात आके रुक जाएगा. ओके, there are of course few exceptions. The previous one जिससे बारिश हुई थी, पता है आपको, 15 दिन पहले?
Yes.
वो उल्टा हो गया था. No, it came from Gujarat and then it hit Bombay and then went down to Konkan side. तो कभी कभी होता है, you know, so weather is very confused. बुरी होता है थोड़ा, but ठीक है. As long as we are on the shore, safe in our homes and in our office buildings, we should be all right. Seafarer जो भी करे वो करे, हमको क्या, ठीक है ना? All right. Climate factors हो गया. International trading blocks. Did we do international trading blocks with this class? No.
No.
Okay.
No,
So
sir.
this remind me for next time. सब कुछ आज बिठाना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. Marine products आज कर लेते हैं. Okay. Cargoes and commodities, marine products, and maybe little bit of MAPO. Will it be fine?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and let me stop sharing this and go to cargoes and commodities. मैं पहले आपको आपका okay, let me first see which page is that. Can anyone tell me what is the page number of cargoes and commodities in the book?
142.
142. चलो कोई तो है क्लास में जो हम सबकी सोच से आगे सोच रखने वाली है. Okay, share the screen and we go here. Okay, please tell me when you can see the page.
We can, sir.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Actually, हम गलत page पे आ गए. इसे share.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one. ठीक है. So yes, Roxanne, thank you. I think Roxanne was the one,
Welcome,
right? कि मिथिला
Yes,
ने बताया.
sir. Roxanne, sir.
मेरा आंसर मेरा क्रेडिट सही आंसर. Okay, page number 142. All right. So, guys and girls, we are talking about commodities. Okay, the name of the chapter is Major Dry Bulk Commodities and Movement. Okay, if you look at the previous 3 years question papers or even previous 5 years question papers, maybe short note में 5 mark का question आ गया हो, maybe nothing more than that. But that doesn't mean that this chapter is not important. This chapter is very important from your profession point of view, because you can be in chartering, you can be in trading, you can be operations, you can be in insurance. So we need to know certain things about the commodities. Okay, cargoes को हम commodities कहते हैं. And basically in the I think first or second lecture we discussed that we have got 3 different types of commodities. One is a completely bulk. Second one is a break bulk, general cargo ships में load होता है. And then the third one is liquid, जिसमें you will have petroleum oil, you will have crude oil, you will have chemicals, you will have parcel carriers. You can have orange juice also, right? Some ships with specialized tanks can carry edible orange or even pineapple juice. But of course, passage बहुत छोटा होता है. Okay, so with regards to the bulk, coal of course is very important. Coal we all know. We will see. Yes, anyone wants to ask? नहीं, कुछ नहीं, ठीक है. So coal is something we will see today. Iron ore we will see. Cement, salt, sugar थोड़ा सा देख लेंगे because salt and sugar rare commodities, but yes, they still are carried. Bauxite, yes. Phosphates, not much. Grain, yes, very important. Rice, wheat, maize, and pulses. Okay, so ये सारी चीजें हम देखेंगे. So this is what I am basically trying to talk about. How to prepare? Of course, the presentation के बाद मैं बताता हूँ. पहले presentation कर ले. Okay, ठीक है. Can you see this presentation now on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we are talking about major dry bulk commodities and movements. Okay. Author name तो आप पढ़ सकते हो, मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. Right. So we are talking about types of cargoes and commodities. When and if I am loading or unloading this cargo, then what are the loading and discharging specifics? Okay, specifics मतलब inherent qualities of the cargo. कुछ ना कुछ तो inherent हर एक में है. और why I am saying inherent, because these are hazards basically, either to human health or to ship's structure. So ये hazards को हम counter कैसे करेंगे? You know what all safeguards, what all precautions we need to take in case I am loading or discharging this cargo, which I will tell you a little bit. Exporting and importing countries, in case question आता है तो naturally something like state the types of coals available in the market with 3 exporting and 3 importing countries, something like that can be a question. So we need to know a little bit about who are the countries, important countries in the world involved in exporting and those who are involved in importing. Importing, very easy to remember, जहाँ पे बनता नहीं है वो import करेगा, right? Like for example, India and China import a lot of crude oil, not because we do not have crude oil, but just because we have not explored what crude oil options we have. Okay, we are more into the Bombay and the KG Basin, where the gas exploration is much more profound compared to crude oil exploration. But crude oil, as you know, a lot comes from Middle East, correct? All right. So let's go to coal. Can you all see the coal picture? Okay, this is types of cargoes and commodities. Shrink कर सकते हैं, yes, कर सकते हैं, very good. इसको भी नीचे, okay. Okay, so let me read this for you. From grains to coal and from sugar to cocoa. Cocoa मतलब जिससे कॉफी बनती है. Tribal cargoes cover a range of produce and raw materials that have 2 features in common. They are unpacked and are homogeneous. Homogeneous मतलब क्या? When I'm carrying coal, when I'm carrying iron ore, when I'm carrying bauxite, when I'm carrying alumina, when I'm carrying grains, it's a homogeneous cargo. मतलब ये नहीं होता कि एक hold में मैंने wheat load किया, second hold में या compartment में मैंने wheat साथ rice load कर दिया, तीसरे में salt किया, चौथे में sugar किया, वैसे नहीं होता. Homogeneous मतलब if I'm loading coal, I'm going for complete load because we are talking about huge quantities, right? And if you are on a Cape-sized bulk carrier, then you can imagine 100,000 tons of coal or 100,000 tons of iron ore. Okay. Just having breakfast. Okay, breakfast time मुझे ये कहना नहीं चाहिए था because अब Sunday morning है और काफी लोग 10 बजे के बाद ही breakfast करते हैं. So sorry for shadowifying you, but that's okay. Why I'm saying this is because, all right, Sanket, you want to read this for the class? Just the second para.
Sure, sir.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलना.
Sure, sir. Just having breakfast would be a different event with the ingredients of bread and cereal coming from dry bulks, as well as coffee and the sugar to sweeten it. Sir, am I audible clearly?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Even the metal elements of your toaster and kettle come by sea, and the coal to generate the electricity supply to power both appliances is likewise shipped in.
Correct. So even if we are talking about a small activity of like having breakfast, then we talk about bread, we talk about cereal, which is type of agri products, and then we have the metal kettles or the cutlery which we use. They also are produced or manufactured out of some commodities or cargoes. Correct. So a small or simple activity of breakfast, we are dealing with so many different types of commodities. You understand what I'm saying, guys and girls?
Yes.
We don't realize this, but when we're having breakfast on a breakfast table or when you're having lunch or dinner, we are dealing with so many different types of commodities. Okay, and this has to either come from someone, that is import, or it has to go to someone, like export. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Coal, the black gold of dry bulk shipping. Let me just इसको थोड़ा बड़ा करता हूँ so that all of you can see it better. Why I'm keeping it in this mode is so that I can see your faces as well on the screen. Okay, coal is second largest in terms of trade, dry bulk commodity. Why second largest? Because if you are talking about volume, then yes, coal volume-wise is much bigger. But when we are talking about weight, normally we calculate, or the statistics are based on the weight carriage. So iron ore naturally is very heavy. Okay, तो अगर 50% मतलब 50% volume of a compartment loaded with iron ore is still heavier than 100% volume of coal or bauxite, correct? क्या ठीक है? और ये coal और iron ore और bauxite की हम बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? Because the major thing is all the developing countries. Okay, now of course we are a developed country. We are no more a third world country now, and it's a matter of pride for us. India is a developed country. China is a developed country. Lekin because of the expanse of these countries, the amount of infrastructure development happening. Yes, infrastructure development में क्या क्या होता है? Anyone? Adil, Mithila, what is infrastructure development?
So roads, ports,
Roads, ports, yes, flyovers,
and development of the cities.
development of the cities. Mithila, Bombay, from
As
Bombay
well.
or from?
So yes, I am from Bombay, but currently I'm in Dubai. I am from
Currently in Dubai.
yeah, but
Okay.
I am from Bombay.
Bombay में ceiling देखा हुआ है?
Yes, of course, sir.
उसको बनाने में भी steel का उपयोग
Yes,
हुआ
all
था.
the
उसको बनाने
development.
में cement का भी उपयोग हुआ था, right? So
Yeah.
this has to come from somewhere, correct? That's infrastructure development. Or infrastructure development में there are 2-3 ingredients very much required. One is cement, and second of course is steel production. You need steel, lot of steel, and steel production में 3 ingredients definitely use होते हैं. One is coal, second one is iron ore, and third one is bauxite. Steel, alumina, okay? आपके kitchenware में aluminum products you use, right? To cook things, yeah? Right. So
Yes,
that
sir.
is basically for that you need alumina as a base. Okay, so here in the picture, if you can see, this is forward portion, this is forecastle of the ship. The ship is starboard side alongside. You can see 2 loaders, blue color ones, and that's the jetty. Jetty दिख रही है आपको? What are the other words for jetty? Quick.
Terminal and both. Earth.
Terminal, berth, quay, pier. Yes. These are all the alternate names. और ये आपको दिख रहा है कि जेटी पे कोई आदमी तो दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, right?
Yes, sir.
But can you see a
mechanized
structure here जहाँ पे pipeline जैसा लगा हुआ है? थोड़ा और बड़ा करता हूँ, but I don't think that will help us. But okay, can you see something like? Okay, अभी दिख रहा है आपको?
Yes.
ये strip दिख रही है?
Yes.
The mechanical what?
This is not a airline strip for takeoff and landing. It is basically a strip which is of conveyor belt. Conveyor belt
Not
मतलब क्या?
mechanical what? Mechanical what, sir?
Mechanical berth or conveyor belt. Let's say for somewhere here you got the coal production happening. मतलब mining करके coal यहाँ पे जमा हुआ है, and then you put it on the conveyor belt. और वो conveyor belt यहाँ से movement करेगा. It will come here. It will come to the self unloader and it will go in the hatch. Understood? Okay, अगर मैं इसको bucket लेके भरने को चलूंगा तो कितने साल लगेंगे, रोज़ेन? Okay, जाने दो.
Lot.
और तब तक अपना डिप्लोमा भी हो जाएगा NMIS. सही है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so conveyor belt and this is coal loading. Similar arrangement you can have in cement loading also, because coal and cement में one of the inherent hazard is dust explosion. Okay, आपने देखा होगा, right? जहाँ पे construction चल रहा होता है बम्बई में काफी dust होती है. It is not because the cement wants to enjoy that, but it is the inherent quality of the cement. The moment you drop it, उसमें छोटे-छोटे जो pieces होते हैं वो fly होंगे ही, और थोड़ा सा भी अगर wind होगा, you're going to have a dust explosion. So to avoid that, this type of arrangement is the best possible arrangement. You put the cargo directly without involvement of any human being. क्योंकि ये dust explosion जो है, that is a straight आपके lungs को affect करेगा. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Sir.
हाँ जी.
Sir, by seeing the vessel at berth, how can we come to know that vessel is port side alongside or starboard alongside?
अरे बाप रे. ये first lecture. Who is this?
No, sir, this is not my first lecture, but I am very
Your
much
first lecture.
confused.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay, can anyone help him? What's your name?
Sanjeev.
Sanjeev. Can anyone help Sanjeev? कि पता कैसे चले स्टारबोर्ड साइड अलॉन्ग साइड है या पोर्ट साइड अलॉन्ग साइड है? क्विक,
Starboard alongside.
कैसे पता चला पूछ रहा है वो?
शिप का फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन के राइट के साइड पे लगा हुआ है तो बर्थ के साथ.
Okay, Sanjeev, this is the forward portion of the ship. This is the aft. Can you see accommodation over here?
Sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
hotel जैसा कुछ दिख रहा है यहाँ पे?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is accommodation, and accommodation normally in 80% of the ships it is at the aft portion of the ship. Accommodation यहाँ पे लगा है मतलब this is the aft portion या पीछे वाला portion, this is the forward portion. और अगर forward portion यहाँ पे और aft portion यहाँ पे है, suppose टाइगर की मुंडी इधर है और टेल इधर है, तो राइट साइड किधर होगा टाइगर का? उस तरफ होगा, करेक्ट?
हाँ, पोर्ट की तरफ.
So in shipping world we call it starboard side, and this is port side. So this ship is starboard side alongside. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Hello, good. Okay, here you can see barges. The barge has come alongside, and can you see here? छोटे-छोटे pieces दिख रहे हैं यहाँ पे?
Grabber, sir.
These are called grabs. Absolutely right. These are called grabs. Okay, ये वाले जो है वो grabs है. So what you do is, have you seen a crab? How it holds?
Yes, sir.
sand?
Yes.
Similarly,
Yes, sir.
exactly. Similarly, these grabs, these are hydraulic ones or sometimes mechanical ones, sometimes electro-hydraulic ones. So they grab the cargo, then the cargo is lifted and put it something like a bucket. Okay, you can say, और ये खुल भी जाएगा. आगे वाले पिक्चर में है. So you open grab, I will show you later. Okay, all of you quickly write down this. सारे नहीं लिखने हैं आपको. Exporting countries एक बोल के, right? Australia, Indonesia, Russia, South Africa. 4 लिखो and tell me when you are done. Australia, Indonesia, Russia, and South Africa. Okay. So these are the few key exporting countries of coal. Okay. And importing countries, of course, you can write China, India, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan. I mean, these are all far east region ones. लेकिन कोल तो हर जगह पे जाता है दुनिया में, जहां जहां माइनिंग नहीं होती वहां पे कोल जरूर जाएगा. ठीक है, डन. जाओ आगे. These are 2017 statistics. Don't worry about the quantity. Just write down exporting countries any 4, importing countries any 4. So you should know at least 3 to 4 exporting and importing countries of these major commodities we are talking about. Okay, shall I go more next?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. This is directly extract from the book. So you can see in the book exporting countries or ports. Ports आपको जानने की जरूरत नहीं है, but yes, when we do map work, right? And when we see these ports which are there in your book, you will come to know there are so many ports in the world. Okay? And sometimes it is better to know at least 50% of the world's ports. 1000 के आसपास होंगे, लेकिन आप धीरे धीरे शुरू करो, शायद 4-5 साल में आपको नाम पते चली जाएंगे. जैसे आप आज when we talk about Calcutta, you know where Calcutta is. When we talk about Chennai, you know where Chennai is. Bombay, of course, is your home port. Kandla, you know where it is. Mangalore, where you know where it is. Similarly, you should also know where is Boston, where is Houston, where is Rotterdam, where is Hamburg, right? Where is Le Havre, where is Algeciras, where is Port Sudan, where is Bandar Abbas, where is Mina Al Ahmadi. Okay, so धीरे धीरे हो जाएगा. So it's nothing difficult. All right. So after coal, we move to the next one, which is iron ore. Iron ore. Okay, Mohammed, ये पढ़ लो, थोड़ा जोर से पढ़ना. Iron ore.
Iron ore is used for the production of metallic iron in a steel making.
Correct.
It is the third most common element making up the earth. The principal component of iron ore are hematite and magnetite. Calculated is low-grade iron ore.
Yeah, continue.
It is not strong enough for the consumption and other purpose, so raw iron ore is alloyed with other elements such as tungsten, magnesium, nickels, vanadium, and chromium.
Vanadium and chromium. So iron ore itself is not the only raw product. You have to mix it with something, and that mixing, as far as metallurgy is concerned, is called as alloy. Okay, so you need to mix two elements with certain portion, a percentage, and then you get a different molecule or a different component, and that is used for steel construction. The last one is steel made from iron ore, is used for construction, automobile manufacturing, and other industrial appliances. Right? आप सबने गाड़ी, टू व्हीलर, साइकिल कभी ना कभी तो राइड की होगी. यस, ड्राइव की है सबने. या इट इज मेड ऑफ मेटल, और ये सबके लिए आपको कहीं ना कहीं तो आयरन ओर की जरूरत पड़ी होगी. ठीक है. ओके, लोडिंग, डिस्चार्जिंग. ओके, कैन यू सी अ ग्रैब इन द पिक्चर? दिस पिक्चर इज दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. ये वाला जो है crab like structure, ये grab खुला हुआ है, and in the previous what I showed you was grab बंद था जिसके अंदर. So when these two flukes get closed, automatically you will have the cargo grabbed in between. That is why it's called grab. Okay, देखा कितना बड़ा है? Okay. Almost 90% of the world iron ore trade is exchanged between the top 4 importing and exporting countries. Iron ore. Okay. Here also you write down the 4 major ones. We are talking about iron ore exporting countries. Okay, Australia. So very easy to remember. Australia is a major player in coal as well as iron ore. Second one is Brazil. South Africa again is for coal and iron ore, and then you got Canada. Confuse mat hona, guys and girls. Canada is iron ore, not coal to that extent. So Australia, Brazil, South Africa, and Canada. लिख दिया? जाऊँ आगे? ठीक है. This is
इंडिया
an
लिस्ट पे नहीं है.
आ जाएगा. जब तक आप मेरी उम्र के हो जाओगे आ जाएगा. The way things are happening and why it is not exporting. Who is this asking?
Sir,
Biplab. आपको पता है there is something called as Make in India?
Yes sir.
हाँ, so Make in India माने क्या? जो भी करना है मैं घर में करूंगा और फिर सबको बांटूंगा. जैसे मैं अभी ये सुबह पढ़ के आया और आप लोगों को बांट रहा हूँ ज्ञान. Correct?
Sir, I am Sanket. I had a question that, according to my knowledge, previously from one of the port in Karnataka and Goa, those 2 ports were the major exporters of iron ore, if I'm not wrong. Could you just
जब हमने
polish my knowledge?
इंडिया का मैप वर्क किया था, इसके ऊपर हमने अच्छे से बात की थी. Not only Goa and Mangalore on west coast, but also Ennore, Chennai, and Vizag on the east.
Yes, sir.
Paradip as well. Yeah, but because of this Make in India structure, which is not a bad idea, everything and anything is happening within. So there are quite a few restrictions with regards to exporting of the coal and iron. Okay, that's why it is not showing here. But yes, very much Goa एक जमाना था जब coal was भरा पड़ा था, मतलब next to seafood was coal. That was the situation of Goa at one point of time, especially if you are in the vicinity of Vasco Port. Okay. Next we go to cement. As I said, sealing, जो मिथिला ने सही कहा, you need steel and you need cement in preparing the flyovers, in preparing the malls, in preparing the roads, right? And ये जो डामर हम यूज करते हैं वो कहाँ से आता है मिथिला?
What are the importing countries of iron ore?
कोल एंड टार करके जो चीजें होती है, गरम गरम ब्लैक कलर का जूस करते हैं ना जब रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है, वो कहाँ से आता है?
Even that is important.
Is also a byproduct of petroleum
coal.
That is crude oil.
Last raw product.
Right. मिथिला, आपको पता है ये कार के टायर्स होते हैं वो किससे बनते हैं?
Sir, rubber से.
It is also a byproduct of crude oil.
Sure,
ठीक
sir.
है?
Yes, sir.
आपने सफेद टायर देखे कभी? बहुत मुश्किल होगा पेंट डाल के उसको व्हाइट करने के लिए. So black है तो black में ही बेच देते हैं. Most of the tires are black. The byproduct or the raw product used for tire manufacturing is also extract from crude oil. जो लास्ट में बचता है ना, किसी काम का नहीं है, वो रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन में यूज होता है. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can give this idea to BMC workers कि भाई कुछ काम का नहीं था इसलिए ये बार-बार खड्डे हो जाते हैं रास्ते में. सही है?
मुश्किल है सर.
मुश्किल है. Smart. Okay, let's go to the next one. So cement. All right, since we are here, Biplab, please read this for the class. Quick. Cement.
Yes, sir. Cement is a binder, a substance that sets the hardness independently and can bind other material together. The word cement traces the Romans who used the term opus cementitium or cementicum, something like that, to describe masonry resembling modern concrete that was made from crushed rock with burnt lime as binder.
Right. So it's called opus cementitium. Okay. And when we talk about Romans, you know, there were two. जैसे हमारी सनातन संस्कृति पुरानी है वैसे ही ग्रीक एंड रोमन संस्कृति अभी बहुत पुरानी है. And if you, after the class, if you have time, or maybe sometimes if you have time, just go to Athenia, type Athens, okay, which is in Greece, it happens to be in Greece, and you see the structures in Athens, you see the structures in Rome, or even for that matter Italy. Not only Rome, Milan is same. What's the capital of Italy?
Rome.
Okay. Any other city you think?
Milan.
Milan. Any other one?
Toronto.
Toronto is in Canada.
Canada. That's all right.
Geneva.
Huh?
Geneva.
Geneva is
Okay, good. That's a very, very good point. Who made that? Who said Geneva?
Rohit there, sir.
Rohit. Okay. So Geneva, Geneva is in Switzerland, and Genoa, Genoa is in Italy.
Genova, yeah.
Right? ठीक है. कोई बात नहीं. अच्छा point निकाला आपने, so that you know all of now see because of you, 100 people came to know कि Geneva भी है और Genoa भी है. Correct? So I'm thankful to you. All right. So opus cementitium and basically crushed rock and burnt lime as binder. आप जितने भी structure देखते हो, right? South Bombay गए हो कभी? Have you seen museum? Have you seen Siddharth College? Have you seen High Court? कोई आप में से Billard Pier गया हुआ है? Okay. In case Billard Pier, have you seen the old custom house?
Yes, sir.
एक अगर कोई दादर मार्केट शॉपिंग करने गई होगी या गया होगा तो तिलक ब्रिज देखा होगा आपने?
जी सर.
एल्फिस्टन का ब्रिज देखा होगा आपने?
हाँ जी सर.
ये ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर्स
Yes,
बने
sir.
हुए हैं जो 100 साल से पुराने हैं और अभी भी एकदम रॉक सॉलिड खड़े हैं. राइट?
Yes, sir.
मैं कंपेयर नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन yes, there was a time when people used to take pride in construction business. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. Cement loading, discharging. Again, can you see a, I don't know, I think it looks like a pillar. But यहाँ पे आपको dust explosion दिख रहा है? Dust उड़ रही है? सीमेंट में भी यही प्रॉब्लम है. So इसलिए क्या होता है, ये सब आपके नाक, कान और मुंह में ना जाए, इसलिए you have this type of self unloader. So basically what, or loaders basically. अब शोर से सीधा लोडिंग हो जाती है हैच के अंदर. आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And dust explosion भी नहीं होगा because the hatch covers are closed. Can you see here? Yeah. Okay. So we saw coal in brief. We saw iron ore in brief. We saw cement in brief. You can write any three. China, of course, cement producer. India is a cement producer. US, Iran, Indonesia, Brazil. You can write any 3 or 4 names of your choice.
Hi, sir. I have a doubt with respect to the closed loading system.
बोलो.
सर वो जो closed loading system है वो क्या vessel के equipment में ही आता है या फिर
नहीं. It is provided by the port.
Okay.
Sure, the terminal authorities will fit it on your hatch or a pontoon or whatever, and then of course with that arrangement they will load.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, एक question पूछना था.
Yes.
For cement export import, the vessel are engaged. The vessel must have the cement hole, I guess.
There should be a typical type of construction. Why? Because cement का बड़ा problem. Who is this asking question?
Sir, Biplab.
विप्लव, सीमेंट का एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि अगर थोड़ी सी भी ह्यूमिडिटी होगी तो जम जाएगा, करेक्ट?
यस सर।
जम जाएगा ना? सो यहाँ पे सीमेंट लोड कर दिया बॉम्बे में, बाय द टाइम यू रीच यूएसए वी डोंट वांट इट टू टर्न इनटू म्यूजियम ऑफ बॉम्बे, करेक्ट? आपको सीमेंट पाउडर मिलनी चाहिए ना यूएस में भी।
एकदम सर।
सो आपका कंस्ट्रक्शन इस तरह से होता है, देयर इज हॉपर टैंक्स। सो हॉपर टैंक्स मतलब कर्वेचर वाले टैंक्स होंगे, इंक्लाइंड स्ट्रक्चर वाले टैंक्स होंगे, सो दैट whatever is there on the side will automatically fall down. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, I
Cement
think
carriers
so,
are specialized types of ship, but that doesn't mean that you cannot load cement in bulk carrier. But yes, it's an exercise.
Good morning, sir. Captain Vati here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Captain Nachiket. Okay, good. So we have this, you've written 3, China, India, USA, Iran, Indonesia, right? Any 3, we go next. So after cement, we have, okay, these are exporting countries. I can extract from your book. So read about this. Captain Nachiket, would you like to tell Sanket, right? The one who asked, is cement, there are specialized type of cement carriers. You agree with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are specialized type of cement carriers, dedicated cement carriers, self-unloaders.
Self-unloaders. Okay. So basically self-unloaders matlab, the terminal facilities or even loading can happen mechanically right from the terminal side to the ship. Self-unloaders mane without human involvement or interference, you can unload the ship. Okay, so you need a special type of vessel. But yes, as I said, that doesn't stop you from loading cement in a bulk carrier. Of course, cargo petroleum tanker में मत load करो, नहीं तो अब सब लोग मिलके भी मेरे साथ क्लीनिंग करोगे तो भी 1 महीना लगेगा। Okay, then we go to salt. I suggest salt, and this is how basically salt is taken out. ये extension है, maybe a creek or backwaters or seashore का पानी जमा किया हुआ, and then it is allowed to evaporate, and then you can see this. ये salt जो है ये directly हम डाल नहीं सकते. We have to process this. Okay, इसी ना आपके salt में कितना आयन है करके एडवर्टाइजमेंट सुनते हो ना, या फिर आप सुनते हो कि आपके टूथपेस्ट में कितना नमक है. Okay, we're not going on those lines, but what I'm saying is salt and the sugar, you can do it on your own, not very difficult, so that we can save time and move to the next important one. Salt हो गया. Okay, salt exporting countries and importing countries. Netherlands, Chile, Mexico, India, China. So salt exporters you can write. We go to the next. लिख दिया आपने? Same thing. All of them actually. जहाँ पे आपको sea coast लगी हुई है वहाँ पे salt तो बनती है. No doubt about that. So Bangladesh, Chile, Egypt, France, India. Here India name is there. Okay. The one who was asking India कहाँ पे? यहाँ पे.
Yes sir.
Right. कुछ नहीं तो नमक तो जरूर देते हैं हम दुनिया को. Okay, sugar. Okay, brown sugar, white sugar, sugar cubes. है ना, पूछते हैं ना कि कितने चम्मच sugar लेंगे आप. All right. So again, same thing. Look at now as far as sugar and salt is concerned, since they are edible products, normally they are loaded in bales or जिसे हम हिंदी में या मराठी में गोणी कहते हैं. So we load in that, and then these are loaded inside the holds. Sugar exporting countries, just write down the names: Brazil, Mexico, India, Australia, Thailand. Sugar के लिए यूनिट sugar cane, जहाँ पे tropical forest वाला region है वहाँ आपको sugar जरूर मिलेगी. So Indonesia, Thailand, even Malaysia for that matter. India, of course, is there. Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Okay, sugar exporting, Jamaica, Trinidad. Okay, these are different names. काफी सारे नाम हैं. All right, we go to the next commodities, that is bauxite or alumina. Very large quantities of bauxite are moved by sea. It is a raw material for aluminium industry. Okay? So in your kitchenware, these aluminum vessels are there. One of the raw product is bauxite. So remember when we are talking about, or when we hear कि chartering बंदे ने bauxite या बंदे या बंदी ने bauxite या alumina का कार्गो बुक किया है, मतलब जो इंपोर्ट कर रहा है वो क्या करने वाला है, राइट? ही इज गोइंग टू गो फॉर aluminum products out of this bauxite or alumina. More than 4 tons of bauxite are required to produce 2 tons of alumina, and when alumina is refined, 1 ton of aluminium is produced. So imagine it's 25%. अगर 4 टन का आयरन और बॉक्साइट उठाते हो या alumina उठाते हो, aluminium आपको 1/4 का ही मिलेगा, about there. Remaining is not utilized for in manufacturing aluminium. So discharging specifics, aluminum trades does not generally favor use of vessel Panamax size, since alumina is a high value item, needs to be stored under cover, and quantities of raw material required by the plant are too small. So basically small type of bulk carriers, mini bulk carriers also you can see, because we are not talking about huge quantities. इतने सारे बर्तन बना के करेगा क्या, बराबर? यूज कौन करेगा उसको? मार्केट भरा पड़ेगा. आपका बर्तन मार्केट है ना धोबी तालाब में, भर जाएगा पूरा. So we want small quantities, so we can trade with small bulk carriers. Again, write down any 3 names: Australia, France, Ghana, India, Jamaica, South America, South Africa, Indonesia. Just write 3 or 4 of your choice. Then we go to the next. So basically what we have done so far, we did coal, we did iron ore, we did cement, we did bauxite, alumina, and I'm requesting you to do sugar and salt.
सर ये यूजुअली बोला जाता है कि बॉक्साइट बहुत मतलब डेंजरस कार्गो होता है, मतलब उसका डेंसिटी की वजह से शायद कुछ ऐसा समथिंग.
सल्फर, शायद सल्फर सुना होगा.
सल्फर, ओके.
सल्फर इज अ येलो कलर कार्गो. प्रॉब्लम उसमें है करोजन दुनिया भर का करेगा आपका.
अच्छा.
हाँ, काफी ज्यादा रस्ट फॉर्मेशन होगा. इट हैज इनहेरेंट क्वालिटी ऑफ करोजन, यू नो. थोड़ा सा भी उसे मॉइस्चर और हवा मिल गई, हवा मतलब ऑक्सीजन मिल गया, तो मीटर चालू. ओके. और बड़ा मतलब if you have a long passage, and if you take a picture of your hold before loading sulfur and after loading discharging sulfur, it is like something like, see Mithila is already smiling. जैसे आप चर्च गेट ट्रेन में बैठे हो तो that is before loading sulfur, and when you get down at Virar, that is after discharging sulfur. Okay.
Okay.
हाँ, तो घर जाके आपको होल्ड क्लीनिंग करनी ही पड़ेगी, otherwise you will not be able to load the next cargo. Unless you are lucky to have the same sulfur cargo for the next voyage. Clear, guys and girls? Phosphates, I suggest you can do it yourself. These are the commodities included. Again, phosphates exports, you can exporting countries: Morocco, USA, Jordan, Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, Indian Ocean, Pacific, Soviet Union, number of countries. Okay, did you number anything? Chalo, good. All you need to know about shipping grains. Okay, now we are coming to the food products. So all of you please write down this first line of the slide. Grains include wheat, rice, corn, rye, barley, oats, sorghums, soya beans, pulses, oil seeds, and byproducts. हो गया मिथिला? Good. तो भले ही एक ही वर्ड लिखा हो, ये इतनी अच्छी बंदी है, हमेशा बोलेंगे हो गया. So that's why I always ask her. रोज़ेन को पूछेंगे तो बताएगा नहीं, अभी तक तो राइस ही लिख रही हूँ करके बोलेगी.
लिख रहे हैं.
मोहम्मद आदिल को बोला तो बोलेंगे अभी मैं पेन ढूंढ रहा हूँ सर. हो गया? So we have written wheat, rice, corn, rye, barley, oats, sorghum, soya beans, pulses, oil seeds, and byproducts. Okay, so we are now coming to the edible products. अभी तक हमने क्या किया था? Non-edible bulk commodities we saw. Okay, not brick bulk, bulk commodities. Brick bulk क्या होता है? Suppose you want to load tanks, trucks, cars, boilers, or any item which is not in bulk, like you separately load it, separately stow it, separately lash it, then you go for the next one. Beach में आप dunnage डालते हो, then you have got, last time we saw, right, something called as broken stowage and stowage factor हमने किया था, right? So
Yes.
you're going to have a different storage factor, and you're going to have a lot of broken storage in case of break bulk cargo, which is carried in general cargo ships. But when we are talking about bulk, the storage factor, of course, is a one point. लेकिन broken storage आपको बहुत कम मिलेगा because पूरा hold भर सकते हो आप, depending on the load density of the cargo or density of the cargo. Okay, grain loading, discharging specifics. Manpreet, can you read this? हाँ, मनप्रीत काफी समय से नहीं दिखाई दे रही. Very
Sir, here I am.
Okay, read this.
Grains loading and discharge specialties. Small modern methods of grain handling are portable pneumatic conveyors or grain bulbs, pneumatic continuous barge and ship unloaders on gantry, mechanical continuous ship unloaders, bucket elevators, mechanical loaders, simple grab loading or unloading, high-speed elevators. Looking at the large labor costs, most of the shipments are now in bulk, and post-discharge, the cargo is bagged and transported by road or rail. Especially in countries like India and China, the rail mode is preferred. The bagging is done in 50 kg standardization bags, but proper supervision and management is needed to reduce loss due to multiple handling of bags.
Correct. So what basically we are seeing here, Manpreet, is of course there are 7 different components or gears used in grain loadings or dischargings, or basically you can say cargo handling gears as far as grain is concerned. Of course, this may not be of that much importance to the people who are working in shore side. But yes, we need to know, like bucket elevator करके कुछ होता है, mechanical loaders करके कुछ होता है, right? And what it is trying to tell us in the last para is 50 kgs के standardized bag में इसको pack किया जाता है after discharging. Normally, grain is loaded in bulk. Sometimes you can load it in bags as well. But क्योंकि आप एक बैग में डाल दिए, वो बैग फट गई, फिर दूसरे बैग में ट्रांसफर किया, वो भी हो गया. सो जितना ज्यादा एब्रेशन, जितना ज्यादा फ्रिक्शन होगा, जितना ज्यादा मूवमेंट होगा, जितना ज्यादा कस्टडी ट्रांसफर होगा, you're going to have that much of extra cost involved. Okay, because someone has to, बैग फट गए तो दूसरे बैग में रखना पड़ेगा ना. नहीं तो पता चला आपने you paid for 50 kgs of wheat and actually you get 10 kgs of wheat. तो क्या करोगे आप रेशन के दुकान वाले को? इनके बोलोगे, राइट?
सर मोस्टली वो bags नहीं होते, 25-20 kg in cold storage department.
Yeah, there are different standards. Like for example, if you're going for a product like soda ash, then 200 kgs का jumbo bag होगा. Some people or some places it's 50 kg. Some places it's 25 kgs, depending on. But imagine ना 25 किलो wheat मतलब volume कितना रहेगा? अपने सबने गेहूं तो उठाया होगा जिंदगी में कभी ना कभी तो.
Yeah, there is a labor for putting 100 of kg on the bags. Just transfer from one place to another.
Okay, if you guys and girls are interested, and if you have time, in case you happen to go to, I'll suggest you a few ports in Gujarat. One of course is Pipavav. वहाँ पे आपको यूरिया का loading, bagging and how it is loaded in rail. Okay, रेल के वैगन में या बोगी में कैसे लोड करते हैं. आपने मालगाड़ी तो देखी है सबने?
Yes.
एक के ऊपर एक थप्पी लगती है, and there is a, because you cannot afford to have less or more bags than the standard size of the wagon. Exact calculation होता है वो. Just imagine that, huh? और वो भी एक काफी क्या कहते हैं उसे? Like we give credit to the dabbawalas of Bombay, right? Similarly, we need to also give credit to these guys and who are absolutely uneducated. मतलब 10वीं पास भी नहीं होंगे बंदे या बंदियां, but the way they do loading, it's something. It's really very interesting to see their management.
Sir, इसके पीछे क्या reason होता है कि ये standardized like 50 kgs, 45 kgs? Like I have been to the paper, so I have seen कि 45 kg के यूरिया bags या NPK bags ऐसे होते हैं. So this is due to the business reason, or also due to the operational reasons that we are putting like these 50 kgs के around sir bags को?
See, depends ना. Say urea and fertilizers like diammonium phosphate or muriates of potash, MOP, fertilizers तो वो 10-10 किलो के बैग लेंगे तो कितना लेना पड़ेगा?
Okay.
So Captain Dhananjay, I would like to interfere here.
Yeah, bolo.
Achha, this whatever question somebody has asked regarding the weightage of different sizes of baggage, that is actually it depends upon the requirement of the receiver.
Okay.
What the receiver wants in the other port. So if the receiver wants a 10 kilo bag, okay, 10 kilo. The shipper has to supply a 10 kilo bag. He cannot say, "अरे मेरे पास 25 किलो है, मैं 10 किलो नहीं दे सकता."
Okay.
So
yes,
it depends upon the receiver's requirement, and that's how the trade works. I mean, supply and demand के हिसाब से on that basis it works actually.
Okay, thank you.
Chalo, okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so wheat, rice, then you have got maize, pulses, different types of pulses. Okay, so when we talk about pulses, we got peas, we got chickpeas, lentils, beans, pigeons peas, kidney beans, cowpeas. अपने वो अलग-अलग टाइप के pulses तो देखे ही होंगे, right? इसकी दाल बनती है, राजमा बनता है, correct? So these are very, very important edible products. We call them, I mean, they get into the category of grain. And grain ka one of the inherent hazard, like coal we saw, one of the inherent hazard is dust explosion, so definitely hoga. Secondly, hazard of coal, which you will read in the books, is when the coal is kept under a typical temperature, या तो फिर वो temperature उस तरह से अगर बन गया favorable, then it will start giving out methane gas, and methane gas is very dangerous for human health. Okay? So वो बंदा वो particular apartment will automatically turn into an enclosed space. So you need to have proper ventilation before allowing people to get inside. So as we have dust explosion and methane evaporation in coal, or as we have in iron ore, separate hazards, we have different hazards for petroleum products. Similarly, we have hazards in pulse, and pulses mein ya fir grains mein one of the big hazard is, you can imagine a hatch loaded with grain. Then what happens is ये छोटे-छोटे दाने जो होते हैं, okay, when the ship starts moving, rolling, pitching, whatever 6 movements the ship does, this grain will actually have a movement like liquid. Can you imagine what I'm trying to say? Liquid की तरह move होने को चालू होगा, right? And that's why we have to have some kind of battens or barriers in between, stoppers in between. नहीं तो ये movement पूरा होता रहेगा, जैसे oil move करता है, जैसे liquid move करता है in the tanks. Similarly, the grain, not to that extent, but will move. And this is one inherent hazard of grain. So you need to have stoppers in between. अगर आप गेहूं लोड किया हुआ है या चावल लोड किया हुआ है, put barriers in between. Of course, that is a grain loading is a different stability subject altogether. So with that, we have covered this particular topic. Like I said, okay. Like I said, from your exam point of view, since we have to, fit all the topics and all the subjects and all the portion in those 100 marks, where almost 40 marks are to your map work. So, शायद इसके percentage of marks as far as this particular topic is concerned may be less, but it's not an unimportant topic. So please go through. And my suggestion to all of you, the stats which I shared with you is of 2017, but you should try and get the statistics of 2019, 2020. Those who are into shipping profession, especially in chartering field or trading field, you can see how the patterns of coal happening from which region to which region, how much quantity of coal is moving. Now, coal maybe there are different types. One is a thermal coal, which is used for power generation, power plants. Okay, so thermal coal is a different type of coal. Then you have got something called as coking coal, which is a byproduct of crude oil. So that is used for a totally different purpose. Some of that also can be used as a byproduct in your road construction. Okay, so with that, I think we'll have a 10 minutes of break, gentlemen, guys and girls. So let's have a 10 minutes of break, and then I will see you with the next topic, which is marine products. And in this break, I suggest you keep your world maps ready with your pens I told you about the colors. Red color and blue color will be good. If you have black and green, that will be good. But at least black, red and blue ready rakh do. So the third break when we get, or the third section of today we will get, we will try to do some map work. Okay, I see you after 10 minutes. Enjoy your tea, coffee. Okay. Okay, so now for this second topic of today, which is marine products. Let's see, Rashmi, are you there? Okay, I can see Chandan Kumar. Chandan, are you there? Can you switch on your camera? Okay, I can see Arun. Arun, good morning. Switch on your mic and say hello to me.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Sorry.
इतना बुरा भी नहीं हो भाई.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
कुछ नहीं. Arun, Rashmi, are you there? Commodities पढ़ने तो नहीं चलेगी. Okay, ठीक है. So we have, I can see Manpreet, I can see Mithila. Chandan, are you there? I can see you on the screen. Biplav is also there. ठीक है, इतने काफी है. और कोई who wants to volunteer?
Vikas Kumar, sir.
Okay, Vikas Kumar. Okay. Good morning, Vikas.
Good morning, sir.
Anyone else? Quickly,
Sir,
बता दो.
Kinjal.
Okay, Kinjal.
Sir, Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi.
Sir, Roxanne.
It goes without saying. Or,
Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi, okay. Vaishnavi, I've noted.
Manpreet.
Manpreet is also there. Vaishnavi, can we see you on the screen? Vikas also, I don't see you on the screen. Chandan also, I don't see. Okay, कोई बात नहीं. चलो, let's start. So please tell me when you can see the screen with this presentation. Visible?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, इसको मैं दूसरे मोड पे डालता हूँ so that we can. Okay. All right. Okay, visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please read the first slide for the class.
Background. India has 7,500 kilometers of coastline, exclusive economic zones of 200 nm, 370 kilometers, which enclose 2 square kilometers. Possible yield per year is equals to 5 million ton, but only about 50% is harvested, leaving much for poachers.
Very good. So what is the first line, Manpreet? 7,500 kilometers of
Coastline.
Coastline.
Bombay to Pune, how much is the distance we discussed last time?
Around 180 kilometers.
Or 200 kilometers around कर लेते हैं. तो बॉम्बे पुणे के कितने गुना ज्यादा है वो बाद में कैलकुलेटर में चेक कर लो सब लोग. ठीक है? इतना बड़ा कोस्ट लाइन किसको मिला है?
इंडिया को.
इंडिया. हिंदुस्तान को, इंडिया को, भारत को. Right, good. 7,500 kilometers of coastline. Okay. There is something called as exclusive economic zone. Of course, I'm not sure current shipping environment में किया है आपने ये?
SEZ.
हाँ जी?
SEZ है ना?
Special economic zone. Okay. Now this is different and SEZ is different. चलो अच्छी बात है. तो ये word लिख लो सब लोग. Exclusive economic zone, that is EEZ, and just now someone mentioned SEZ, that is special economic zone. Okay. Who said ACZ?
Me, Sheikh Mohammed Ali.
Sheikh Mohammed Ali. Right. So Sheikh Mohammed Ali. All right. So Sheikh, basically, exclusive economic zone is 200 nautical miles from the land, from the coastline. Okay. And जो स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन की बात कर रहे हो वो पता करो सब लोग, और नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में अगर हुआ तो I will ask you. Done? Done deal? Okay, good. So EEZ, special economic zone, there's something called as territorial water. So please write down this word also, territorial water. Okay. और चौथा मैं जैसे याद आएगा बता दूंगा आपको, बट ये तीनों के बारे में जस्ट फाइंड आउट कर लो. गूगल बाबा डेफिनेटली विल हेल्प यू, बिकॉज मैंने देखा हुआ है गूगल पे ये. ऑफ कोर्स द डेफिनेशन इज नॉट, it's a general definition, not a maritime definition, but that's all right. At least you will get an idea of what we are talking about. Okay. So second one is EZ, and third one, possible yield is about 5 million tons of seafood and sea products we get monthly every year. The problem is 5 million में से nearly 50% go to poacher. Poacher क्या होता है?
To us.
Leaving much for poachers. इसमें से सिर्फ हमें मिलता है 50%. us मतलब Indians, correct?
Yes.
हाँ, अभी आप have you heard about जो हमारे रेन फॉरेस्ट है या फिर जो हमारे सेंचुरीज लगी हुई है, बर्ड सेंचुरीज या टाइगर सेंचुरीज, उसमें पोचर्स जाते हैं, पता है आपको?
हाँ जी.
हाथी के फॉर संगमरमर, या तो उसके लिए जो पोचर्स जाते हैं, पोचर्स मतलब those who are not from our territorial waters. Like for example, African trawler or fishing boat comes and does fishing in Arabian Sea. That's called poaching. आपने ये सुना होगा कि गुजरात के मछुआरे पाकिस्तान ने पकड़े हैं?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we are getting into those territorial waters, so naturally they will have a say on that, right? So करीब 50% or Indian Coast Guard and Indian Navy, when we are talking about 7,500 kilometers of coastline, just not possible to monitor all that area, right? Yeah. So poachers to dhan utha lenge. So of course, those who are non-veg, not a very good news, but ठीक है, it's not a bad news also. अगर ये बाकी 50% होगा, बाकी 50% में से अगर 25% में मिलता है मनप्रीत, तो पॉम्परेट आज के भाव के आधे भाव में मिलेगा.
Right.
चलो, गुड. So आपको समझ में आ गया ये लाइन का मतलब है. Enormity of fishing in India, employment to 14 million people. 1 million is how many lakhs? Anybody?
10 lakhs.
10 lakhs. Okay, very good. So 14 million कितने हो गए? 140 lakhs. हाँ जी.
Yes, sir.
140 lakhs मतलब कितने करोड़ हो गए?
1.5 crores.
1.42.
टोटल पॉपुलेशन कितनी है? प्रधानमंत्री जी बार बार कहते हैं कितने लोग हैं देश में?
2.3 billion.
135 करोड़ की आबादी कहते हैं ना बार बार.
35 crores.
10% तो फिशिंग के ऊपर है. So just imagine the enormity. Okay. 44,000 fishing villages. Okay, ये तो पुराने statistics है, आप तो बड़े होंगे. And about 2,000 landing centers. 2,000 landing centers मतलब ये जो fish कैच आता है उसको लैंड पे तो करना है ना. बॉम्बे में आपने सुना होगा भाऊ चदक का.
Yes, sir.
Very rough. Have you heard of Sassoon Dock? Anyone? खार दांडा सुना होगा आपने?
Yes, sir.
सुना है? Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Vikas, can you read this for the class?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Great importance. Marine products, seafoods is of vital importance.
Vital importance.
Vital importance. A staple food for coastal areas. Employment of people as fishermen. Employment in inland transportation of seafoods. Manufacture and maintenance of refrigerator container. Employment of ship for export. Hog export earning. So
Yes.
huge export earning.
Yeah, good. Huge export earnings, correct?
Yeah.
Because Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, guys and girls, you know why we are reading this particular, why we are discussing this topic altogether? Okay, simple no is a good answer. You can say no, no problems. Okay. See, there was a time, okay, I'm talking about more than 100 years ago. There was a time when Americans and Europeans used to sail as officers, engineers, and support stuff on the ship. Then it moved to India. Now, if you see, at least 30 years ago, I can say with pride, that almost 60 to 70% seafarers on world shipping, okay, were from Indian subcontinent. 60 to 70%. Now, of course, it is moved. So what I'm trying to tell you is कि जो वेस्ट और यूएस में शुरुआत होती है वो धीरे धीरे ईस्ट साइड की तरफ मूवमेंट करने को शुरू हो जाता है. Why we are doing this and why we are preparing you for, I hope you are enjoying this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Not only geography, but also shipping practice and current shipping environment. Why we are doing this is because, of course, Narottam Moraji Institute is there for last 50 years. And of course, now it is in the able hands of Director Dhingra Saab. But what I'm trying to tell you is the amount of efforts we put in. Okay, 2019 we sat and did the complete revamp or amendment to the previous portion is because we know that the shore side shipping is shifting slowly towards Far East. और Far East में दुनिया को दो बड़े options है. One is China, one is India. So the faster and the earlier you guys pick up, the better for Indian shipping industry. You all agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Like how 60 to 70% shipping or the seafaring part was handled or controlled by Indians at one point of time. Now it is reduced a little bit, but yes, still the complicated and the technical ships like LNG carriers or RoPax carriers, still people or the owners prefer Indians. And similarly, अगर आप लोग मजबूत हो जाते हो तो you know the shore side management also will be very strong. Now, second point is why I'm discussing this particular topic with you is because there was a time when fishing industry was like kind of a allied or accessory industry, जिसमें ज़्यादा महत्व नहीं दिया जाता था. But आज के तारीख में अगर आप देखते हो तो Scandinavian universities or even universities in US or UK or Europe for that matter, most of them are having a separate vertical for fishing industry. They are creating and preparing programs for fishing industry. So there's a lot happening as far as fishing industry is concerned. And if that is happening there, दिन दूर नहीं है जब इंडिया में भी ये इंडस्ट्री काफी बढ़ चढ़ के खेलेगी. Right? So this can be a potential employment for any one of you for that matter. जैसे हमने inland waterways की बात की थी कुछ हफ्ते पहले. Why we did that is because inland waterways there is a huge scope in India. अगर 0.5% से हम अगर 2% भी हो जाते हैं, Ganges and these 6 national waterways we saw, उसमें से अगर 10% भी improvement हम infrastructure related करते हैं, amount of employment that can happen आपका future बन जाएगा. 20-25 साल तो कोई देखने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको यहाँ. So that's why we are doing this. Staple food for coastal areas. Let's go to the next one. Now types of products. Vaishnavi, would you like to read this for the class?
Types of product: fin fish, fish with fins, pomfret, cod, mackerel, snappers, etc. in 2 types. Demersal, bottom feeders found in coastal waters, and pelagic, away from land and sea bottom. Cephalopods, that is squid, octopus, cuttlefish, etc. Prawns, shrimps, lobsters, oyster, crabs, etc.
Yeah, normally I keep this topic as the last topic on before we close. लेकिन अभी map work करना इसलिए बीच में रख दिया. But those who are fishitarians, okay, or those who love seafood, when you hear these names like prawns, shrimps, lobsters, oysters, and crabs, my God, squid, हम सुना है? Yeah, octopus, you have heard?
Yes,
Octopus?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go to Goa, Mangalore side. Small octopus fish you can see, and there is it's in Philippines it's called calamari. नाम सुना है ये calamari?
Yes.
अगर कभी मौका मिला किसी कॉन्टिनेंटल रेस्टोरेंट में तो रवा फ्राई calamari ऑर्डर करो. Okay. I don't know whether we will be there in the second year, but at least याद तो करोगे कि हाँ किसी ने बताया था मुझे ये डिश टेस्ट करने के लिए. Okay. So we have fin with fish, मतलब जो fish को मूछे होती है. We got pomfret, cod, mackerel, snappers. Mackerel is bangla. If you have any one of you have tested this, and of course these different types. Cephalopods is squid, octopus, cuttlefish, मतलब जिनके काफी सारे legs होते हैं. And then you have got prawns, shrimps, वगैरह वगैरह. Now we'll show you two types of fishing, how it happens. Typical types of how fishing happens at sea. Can you all see this? Viplab, can you read this for the class? Are you there, Biplab? Bhattacharya ji.
So can I read?
Yeah, okay. वैसे मिथिला भी कर सकती है, अभी सर के हाथ रखा हुआ है.
Yes,
कब
sir.
आएगा ऐसे सोच रही है बेचारी. हाँ, okay, Biplab, go
Fishing,
ahead.
fishing by pure since nets.
Purse.
Okay. Purse
Purse.
since nets.
Okay.
Top of the net is attached to the floats.
Floats. So if you see in the picture, if you see in the picture, just give me a second. Okay, can you see a big boat over here?
Yes, sir.
Can you see these red color floats over here?
Yes, sir.
ये float जो है वो float करते हैं पानी के ऊपर.
Right.
Then there is a big boat, and then this is the net, and down below you got heavy weights over here. Heavy weights क्यों रखनी है? नहीं तो sink नहीं करेगा net. You're talking about a huge net, right? So ये net को sink करना भी जरूरी है और float करना भी जरूरी है. तो डूब जाएगा तो निकालेगा कौन? Right? So we need floats. We need some kind of weights here. The net can stay. So now there is a big boat. Can you see a small boat over here? So
Yes,
शुरू
sir.
में ये दोनों साथ में रहते हैं और फिर ये छोटी वाली बोट जो है वो सिलेंड्रिकल राउंड मारती है. ये स्टेशनरी रहेगा और दूसरा वाला घूमेगा और पूरा सिलेंडर क्लोज हो जाएगा. और उसके बाद यहाँ पे यू कैन सी दीज स्मॉल रोप्स ओवर हियर. इसको खींची जाती है. मतलब क्या होगा, ये मूंगफली की पुड़ी की तरह कोन बन जाएगा और इसमें जितने भी फिश है वो सारे के सारे आपको मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है. ऑफ कोर्स यहाँ पे मछली बड़ी दिखाई दी है बोट से, इतनी बड़ी होती नहीं है, और होगी तो बहुत बल्ले बल्ले सिचुएशन है, बट इतनी बड़ी तो मिलती नहीं है. बट दिस इज जस्ट एन एग्जैजरेशन ऑफ हाउ द फिशिंग हैपेंस बाय पर्सिन गियर. ओके विप्लव. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
ओके विप्लव, यू आर फ्रॉम कैलकाटा राइट?
Yes.
हाँ, तो आपका और फिश का कोई वैसे ताल्लुक है? क्लास को बता सकते हो? Any connection between person from Calcutta with fish?
Sir, without fish, we can't live actually.
शाबाश.
Especially when I am a Bengali.
Super.
So these type of fishing practices are very common in Chinese coasts, if I'm not wrong.
हाँ, but we are talking about fishing in general, right?
Okay.
वैसे आप नॉर्मल क्या कहते हैं उसे, लकड़ी की बोट लेके भी जा सकते हो. सीलिंग के बाजू में आपको मिल जाएगा. एक हुक डालो, इफ यू आर लकी हाफ एन आवर, इफ यू आर नॉट 2 hours, 1 fish.
Okay.
वो उठा लो, फिर से हुक डालो, फिर 2 घंटे के बाद दूसरा वाला. या ओके. सो प्लीज कंटिन्यू बिप्लब.
Fishing by purse since nets. First, the net is laid in straight line. Then it is gradually towed to form a closed cylinder. The rope at the bottom is then tightened like a strings of a purse, trapping the fish inside. Okay. Yeah. The net is then
hauled up into the fishing boat and the fish captured and thrown into the fish hold. Okay. Yeah.
Fish hold क्यों? Because फिर से पानी में फेंकोगे तो कोई point ही नहीं है ना, तो उसको अपने पास रखना है. So yes, Manpreet, you are right. This type of fishing is generally in the forest areas. Okay. और आपको पता है Manpreet, how do you catch these so-called shrimps, big ones, and tiger prawns?
So no idea.
Especially night time में आप क्या करते हो? आप काफी bright lights पानी में मारते हो.
Okay.
और स्टेशनरी बोट्स वैसे खड़ी रहती है वहां पे. जैसे ही आप bright lights पानी में, I'm talking about deep South China Sea. I'm not talking about behind Khadi. So basically deep South China Sea, bright lights मारते हो और वो जो bright lights को fish attract होती है. Especially these जो नीचे रहती है ना demersal वाले, वो सारे ऊपर आ जाएंगे. And then it's easy to catch them.
Okay.
Okay, it's very good for the fishing industry, and now of course I'm also a shore person like you. It's good for us to go to a seafood restaurant and enjoy that. Okay, but from the shipping point of view, like there are quite a few seafarers in the class, like Captain Nachiket. It's a big challenge. Just imagine the horizon full of bright lights. How are you going to drive your ship? In shipping, we call it, how are you going to navigate your ship, right?
Right.
तो हो सकता है छोटी मोटी कॉन्टैक्ट डैमेज हो, जिसे अगर बड़ा चढ़ा के बोलना है तो कोलिजन हो गया करके बोल सकते हैं. Contact damage तो definitely. Okay, so this is one type, and another type is of course trawling. Okay, so you can read this, Manpreet.
Fishing by trawls. Trawling is done by dragging nets called trawls along or near the bottom of the sea. This is ideal for catching pelagic fish, crabs, prawns, shrimps, lobsters, oysters, etc. The fishing boats that do this are called trawlers. Sometimes two trawlers work together called pair trawling.
Yeah, and trawlers, Manpreet and everyone, basically it looks something like this. Can you see it in the picture? So
yes.
There's one boat over here, and let's imagine another boat over here. एक end इस बोट ने पकड़ा है, दूसरा end इसने पकड़ा है, और वो पूरा का पूरा ड्रैग कर रहे हैं. And why we talk about crabs and pelagic? Because जो बॉटम में रहते हैं वो सारे जैसे झाड़ू मारने की तरह ये स्वीपिंग एक्शन में उठा लिए जाएंगे.
Okay.
या बट ऐसे वाले अगर 15-16 ट्रॉलर्स ऑफ बॉम्बे लगा दिए, ऑफ गुजरात लगा दिए किसी बाहर वाले देश के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में, तो आप समझ सकते हो कि कितनी सारी मच्छी हमारी चली जाएगी. दैट्स कॉल्ड पोचिंग. ओके, so we don't want the poaching to happen, and we want to have tasty fish or tasty seafood, right? Okay, ये तो पढ़ लिया हमने. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so once the trawler picks up, this is how it looks like. अब यहाँ पे मैंने ये जानबूझ के रखा because यहाँ पे अगर मैं मछली दिखाता तो आप कहते कि मैप वॉक रहने दो सर, लंच कर लेते. सही है? Okay, let's go to the next one. Problems faced. Kinjal, can you read this for the class?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kinjal.
Problems faced by fishermen. Monsoons, no fishing possible. Storms, boats cannot go out. When storms occur, whilst at sea, fishermen are in great trouble. Virus attacks on the seafood, overfishing, too much fishing in small areas deplete the supply, poaching, large fishing vessel poach on the EEZ of others, whereby smaller local fishing boats do not get enough fish. Pollution of the sea kills or scares off fish.
Yeah, what is the full form of EEZ? Exclusive economic
zones.
जो किसने कहा था, right? 200 nautical miles from the land, from the
Right.
baseline. Yeah. So
Right.
you're going to read about and you're going to explain to me next class. You, in the sense, not Kinjal as such. Basically, all of you. So read about exclusive economic zone. Read about special economic zone. I can give you a clue. One of them is definitely connected with customs officials. Okay. And then there is something called as territorial waters. चौथा वर्ड मुझे अभी तक याद नहीं आ रहा, कोई बात नहीं. So वायरस अटैक्स, अभी तक कोविड तो हुआ नहीं है फिश को, so we are okay. It is still in human beings. अगर हुआ तो क्या करेंगे? See, Manpreet is already answering. कोविशील्ड और कोवैक्सीन पकड़ पकड़ के लगा दो उनको भी वैक्सीन, ताकि you can consume them.
पूरे पानी में एक टैंक कोवैक्सीन डाल दो, एवरीथिंग
अगर
हाँ
मछली का कोविड हो जाएगा तो हम लोग मर जाएंगे.
नहीं, आइडिया देखा ये, आइडिया की कमी नहीं है हिंदुस्तान में. टैंक में पूरा कोवैक्सीन डाल दो, अपने आप पी लेंगे और अपने आप हो जाएंगे, है कि नहीं? ऑलराइट, चलो, वेरी गुड. सो वायरस अटैक्स हो सकते हैं, स्टॉर्म्स हो सकते हैं, मॉनसून्स. That's why when we have the southwest monsoon, because of low pressure somewhere in North Himalayas, west coast of India, no fishing possible. इसलिए आपको देखा होगा आपने, जून में फिशिंग बंद हो जाती है. Fishermen are not allowed to go out officially, and then we all wait eagerly for a त्योहार called नारली पूर्णिमा. नाम सुना है ये? क्या बहन भाई को राखी बांधती है, नारली पूर्णिमा में वो नारियल फेंक देते हैं पानी में, भैया शांत रहे, बिकॉज आगे के 8 महीने मुझे फिश खानी है. करेक्ट,
फिशिंग करना है,
फिशिंग भी करना है. यस, ट्रोलिंग इज वन. या प्रॉब्लम फेस्ड, लेट्स कंटिन्यू. ओके रोक्सेन, यू कैन डू दिस.
Yes, sir. Problems faced by fishermen. Infection or contamination of fish by industrial waste dumped into the sea. This is a very major cause. Accidental spills from ships, especially crude oil cargo, rare. Accidents whereby ships' fuel oil leaks into the sea, rare. Clandestine overboard discharge of oily residue from ships passing by happens often.
यस, सो रोजेन, ये जो दो पॉइंट्स में रेयर वर्ड डाले हैं वो ऑथर ने डाले हैं, बिकॉज वो ऑथर जो है वो खुद एक शिपी है. वो नहीं चाहता कि उसको बड़ा चढ़ा के मीडिया वाले बताए कि नहीं, एक्सीडेंटल स्पिल्स फ्रॉम शिप्स इज अ कॉमन कॉज ऑफ डिप्लीशन इन द सी फूड. नो, वी डोंट एग्री विद दैट, एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू नॉट टू एग्री विद दैट एज वेल. शिप्स फ्यूल ऑयल लीक्स इनटू सी, डिबेटेबल, बट यस, अगर क्रूड ऑयल लीक हो गया तो काफी प्रॉब्लम है. व्हाई? बिकॉज देन वो जो ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई है पानी के लेवल के ऊपर का और लाइट सप्लाई जो है वो कट ऑफ हो जाएगा. बिकॉज अगर लेयर बन गई क्रूड ऑयल की तो नीचे जो पानी के अंदर सी फूड है वो दोज हु आर डिपेंड ऑन दैट लाइट एंड ऑक्सीजन कैन अफेक्ट. इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट, स्पेशली केमिकल फैक्ट्रीज, काफी प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. सो there are quite a few regulations now. You need to process those chemical waste before you pump it into the sea, and then of course, as far as possible away from the land, you try to pump it. अब माइन के खाड़ी में डालोगे तो फिर फिश पकड़ के लाएगा क्या? करेक्ट. So we don't want that to happen. Sewage, yes, sewage is a staple food for the fish, so there's no problem with that. But oil pollution, chemical pollution can be a big problem. Okay, exports. India is a major supplier of fish to the world. 2006 exported 6 lakhs. Okay, मैं ये जानबूझ के 15 साल पहले की बात कर रहा हूँ. 6 लाख metric ton. 1 metric ton is how many kgs? Anyone?
1000
kg multiplied by 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs में कितने शून्य होते हैं वो खुद ही जोड़ दो. 6 lakhs ये 0 multiply by 1000 के 3 0 लगाओ, जितना हो गया उतना 2006 में एक्सपोर्ट किया था. किसने? बोलेंगे अभी भारत ने किया.
NCR.
Alright, shrimps and tiger. This is not a right topic to do before. ये लंच के पहले वाला ही करना चाहिए. चलो, माय मिस्टेक. इन 2008 6th largest producer तो नहीं कह सकते fish catching because we don't produce. Yes, but the only thing is we allow the fish to produce themselves. 4 महीने का वक्त हम देते हैं उनको, so that they can multiply, right? During the southwest monsoon. So with that we have completed. If you have to do this particular chapter, then yes, a purse seine gear and trawler you should know. the diagram and the what should I say, explanation of how the fishing happens and problems faced by fishermen. So if you look at the previous 5 years questions, you will see what are the problems faced by fishing industry of India. And yeah, I think these two questions se aage to kuch hai nahi. But please remember, guys and girls, that if most of the nautical institutes in Europe are taking fishing subject as seriously as they are doing now, so din dur nahi hai that it will happen in India as well. So please pay full attention to this. So coastal shipping, fishing, and national waterways can be a big chunk of future employment with regards to you all are concerned. So with that, we have completed this particular topic. Any questions so far? No? Okay, that's a good answer. तो अभी हुआ है 11:40 और एक 10 मिनट का ब्रेक बनता है या 5 मिनट का, whatever you want. Tell me quickly, 5 or 10.
5 minutes, sir.
Okay, let's take a 5 minutes of break and then tell me which आपको कौन सा मैप वर्क करना पसंद करोगे आप लोग?
Anyone which is easier.
What are the options, sir?
What are the options? That's a good question. Let me think of the options. But whichever is easier, she is saying, because after seeing lobsters and oysters and calamari, it's very difficult to do map work. I can understand one thing. If I were you, I would have answered probably the same.
No, sir,
Okay.
I'm a pure vegetarian.
Chalo, theek hai. So we are not in the same boat then.
Yes, sir.
Theek hai. So enjoy your 5 minutes of break. I'll see you at 11. Let's call it 11:50. Okay. See you at 11:50.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, Vaishnavi, you can see the map right on the screen. Yes. Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
तो ये हमने करा था already, if you remember. इसको मैं बड़े वाले स्क्रीन पे ले लूँ. Okay, all of you can see now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ports हम फिर से नहीं कर रहे हैं basically, but why I'm showing you this particular map, because I'm sure some of you have already started seeing the past question papers, or already seen actually. So उसमें एक सवाल जो करीब 5 मार्क का तो होता ही है every time, and it will hopefully happen in March as well, or will be there in March as well, कि उसमें आपको पूछा जाता है कि a Cape size vessel or a Panamax vessel or a Suezmax vessel starting from one location and going into another location, correct?
Yes.
पूछा जाता है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So let me zoom in over here. Can you see now clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we know that there are quite a few Japanese car models. So any examples you can give me? Japanese ones?
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
Toyota, sir,
Mitsubishi.
Toyota.
Okay, Toyota. All right. Anything else?
Kia, sir.
Kia is Korean. But you are right. They're from the same region. So you have got Kia Motors. Any other South Korean model?
Sir, Honda.
Hyundai, sir, Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Very good. So Kia Motors, Hyundai. Last time मैंने आपको देवू कहा था, पता है आपको याद है? Also a South Korean model, right? Or car model. Okay. So let's start with example. Ship starting, a car carrier starting from Tokyo or Busan. So either in Japan or in South Korea. ठीक है? सबने देखा यहाँ पे? And now we are talking about, let's say, a Suezmax ship. Okay, which has loaded cars from this location, and where you want to take it. कोई भी पोर्ट बता दो।
Indian port, sir.
हाँ जी,
Indian port, sir.
Sir, let's take a long voyage to till Rotterdam.
चलो लेट्स गो टू रॉटरडैम। ओके, मैं भी वही कहने वाला था, या फिर some port in that area. Okay, so we have started now. अगर आपको पैसेज दिखाना है, फर्स्ट रूल as far as एग्जाम इज कंसर्न, वैष्णवी, मैंने अभी तक 30 साल के प्रोफेशन में कोई भी जहाज जमीन पे चलते हुए नहीं देखा है, तो कृपा करके जहाज को जमीन के ऊपर से मत चलाओ। ये है रूल नंबर
1.
ओके, so let's start with Busan or Tokyo or Nagoya or Yokohama, Osaka, Incheon, any port you take. And now what we are going to do is we are going to probably follow this passage. If you are going from South Korea or if you are going from Tokyo, then we are going to take the vessel like this. ये जो छोटे-छोटे पॉइंट्स दिख रहे हैं आपको डार्क कलर के,
Yes.
these are islands. So कृपा करके उसके ऊपर से भी मत लिखिए। किसको? जहाज को। ठीक है? बड़ा दुख होता है मेरे जैसे सीफेयर्स को कि जब हम देखते हैं कि जमीन के ऊपर से जहाज चलता है। क्यों दुख इसलिए नहीं होता कि जहाज डैमेज होगा, दुख इसलिए होता है कि मैंने ऐसे जहाज क्यों नहीं देखे मेरे करियर, और आप लोगों ने देख लिए पहले ही साल में, राइट? सो वो बात का दुख ज्यादा होता है। ओके, सो वी हैव कम अप टू हियर, नाउ वी आर टेकिंग द पैसेज ऑफ Malacca Strait. So either you can, or rather you should, because if it's not a pleasure trip, it's a commercial trip, correct? So your consignee is waiting for those cars and your charterer is paying you to complete the voyage with utmost safety. Number 2, likh lo ye words, utmost safety. Second word is due diligence. Okay, by observing due diligence, utmost safety. And third one is without causing any environmental pollution. Why I say environmental pollution? Because environment में पानी भी आता है और हवा भी आती है। Why हम पानी और हवा की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? Because there is a convention called MARPOL, Marine Pollution, and which has got 6 annexures. MARPOL में 6 annexures है। पहले 5 annexures are talking about water pollution, and the 6th one is talking about air pollution. That's why we call it environment. So safety देखनी है, due diligence देखना है, and third one is no environment pollution or environment protection. तो करके हमें लाना है। तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? I start the vessel. Can you see a small island? Not island, land mass over here. That's your, yeah, that's Taiwan and that's China. So इन दोनों के बीच में से आपको लाना है जहाज को। अब यहाँ तक लेके आ जाओ। As you are following the cursor up to Port of Singapore. यहाँ तक पहुंचे सब लोग? चलो ठीक है, तो ये सिंपल पैसेज है, यहाँ से आप लेके आ गए। एंड वी आर हम दोनों देख लेते, सुएज मैक्स भी देख लेते और केप साइज भी देख लेते। ओके, तो पोर्ट ऑफ सिंगापुर में मैं पहुंच गया। अब पोर्ट ऑफ सिंगापुर के बाद हमें क्या करना है? वी वांट टू नेचुरली गो टू बे ऑफ बंगाल। एक ऑप्शन मेरे पास है कि मैं बाहर से आ जाऊं, लेकिन चूंकि मलाक्का स्टेट में whether I am a Cape size or a Suez Max, it doesn't matter. Okay, I've got a deep draft route, so I can always use Malacca Strait and Singapore Strait. तो मैं यहाँ से enter करता हूँ सिंगापुर स्टेट से। one side is Malaysia, second side is Indonesia, and then I pass in between through this water mass. यहाँ पे भी छोटे-छोटे लैंड मास हैं, अंडमान निकोबार, उनको कष्ट मत दीजिए, उसके बाजू से परे होके निकालिए जहाज को। ठीक है, तो यहाँ तक आ गए। साउथ ऑफ श्रीलंका वी आर गोइंग, यहाँ तक पहुंच गए। सो ऑल ऑफ यू हैव रीच्ड अप टू हियर विथ योर ब्लू कलर पेन और ग्रीन कलर पेन। लाल पेन मत यूज कीजिए, प्रेफरेबली यू कैन, देयर इज नो कलर कोड एज सच, बट यू नो लाल थोड़ा ब्राइट हो जाता है। ओके, तो ब्लू और ग्रीन शुड बी गुड। यू आर टेकिंग अ सेफ पैसेज, राइट? सो ग्रीन और ब्लू कलर इज बेटर वन। ओके, यहाँ तक आ गए। अब हम इसके पीछे वाले पे चलते हैं। ओके, तो यहाँ तक आ गए सब लोग? साउथ ऑफ श्रीलंका। चलो गुड, अभी इसको जूम करते हैं। या सो फर्स्ट डू द इजी वन। माय शिप इज केप साइज शिप। सो केप साइज शिप को मनप्रीत, इवन इफ यू आर प्योर वेजिटेरियन, सुएज कनाल से नहीं लेके जाना है।
Yes, sir.
We do not want to dredge Suez Canal free of cost. Yeah, so we have to go via Cape. तो ये कौन सा Cape है?
Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope, correct. So आप यहाँ तक जहाज को लेके yes, Cape of Good Hope, correct. तो यहाँ से आप नीचे आ जाओ, मदागास्कर, ईस्ट अफ्रीका, केप ऑफ गुड होप, यहाँ पे आप मार्क कर सकते हो केप ऑफ गुड होप। यहाँ पे अच्छे से लिख दो आपके अच्छे हैंडराइटिंग में अफ्रीका करके, बिकॉज आपके मैप में अफ्रीका, एशिया, यूरोप, यूएसए और इंडिया नहीं लिखा होगा तो आप लिख सकते हो, राइट। दैट्स योर इक्वेटर, क्रॉस कर दिया यहाँ तक, और देन वी आर इनटू वेस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ अफ्रीका ऑन दी साउथ अटलांटिक ओशन, करेक्ट। रोज़न इतना टेंशन में मत देखो, जैसे कि आप पहला मैप वर्क का क्लास कर रही हो। यू आर देयर इन ऑल द मैप वर्क क्लासेस।
यस सर।
अच्छा है, टेंशन लेना अच्छा है, बिकॉज क्या होता है उससे कि मुझे ज्यादा पढ़ने की इच्छा होती है, तो टेंशन लेना अच्छा होता है। सम स्पीड ब्रेकर्स आर वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड इन लाइफ इफ यू वांट टू एक्सेल इन लाइफ। समझ में आया तो ठीक है, नहीं तो मैंने भी आज के न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा था ये डायरेक्ट। ओके, तो वाया केप आ गए, मैं यहाँ तक आ गया। ओके, यहाँ पे पॉइंट दिख रहा है सबको, दैट इज जिब्राल्टर, राइट। सो केप साइज वेसल यहाँ से आप लेके आ जाओ, एंड देन यू गो अप टू रॉटरडैम और हैम्बर्ग, wherever you want to take the ship to. Don't enter Mediterranean Sea. This is about if you are on a Cape size vessel. Now suppose you are on a Suezmax vessel, and then your charter is paying for the canal dues, Suez Canal dues. So naturally you will go via Suez Canal. Okay. So in that case, what I do, I come up to here, और मैं ये क्यों आपको रास्ता दिखा रहा हूँ, is because you have to write Bay of Bengal, you have to write Indian Ocean, you have to write Arabian Sea. Because when the passage is asked for 5 marks, we expect you to write the ocean or sea name as well. So Bay of Bengal, आपने मलाक्का स्टेट ऑलरेडी लिख दिया, साउथ चाइना सी लिख दिया, सिंगापुर स्टेट लिख दिया, पोर्ट ऑफ सिंगापुर लिख दिया, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, then you get into here. Which is this area? Anyone?
Sir, Red Sea.
Okay, Red Sea is, yeah, Red Sea का entrance है. This is called Gulf of Aden. Okay. Aden Port, Gulf of Aden. यहाँ से आप एंट्री कर दिए. Now you are entering the Red Sea. Very good. So Red Sea में आ गए हम लोग. Red Sea में आने के बाद ये आपको ये गाय के 2 सिंग नजर आ रहे हैं यहाँ पे, एक यहाँ पे, एक यहाँ पे। ये राइट वाला सिंग है, दैट इज गल्फ ऑफ अकाबा, लेफ्ट वाला सिंग है गल्फ ऑफ सुएज। हमको लेफ्ट में जाना है, राइट। कहाँ पे जाना है? मोहम्मदप्रीत,
लेफ्ट में।
राइट में जाओगे तो गल्फ ऑफ अकाबा में चले जाओगे, जॉर्डन में चले जाओगे और इजराइल में चले जाओगे। वो नहीं जाना है, हमको जाना है यहाँ पे। सो दैट इज गल्फ ऑफ सुएज। गल्फ ऑफ सुएज के बाद हमने ऑलरेडी देखा पिछली बार, सुएज कनाल आता है, देन यू गॉट पोर्ट सुएज ऑन द रेड सी साइड ऑफ सुएज कनाल, पोर्ट साइड ऑन द मेडिटेरियन साइड ऑफ सुएज कनाल। तो आपको पोर्ट सुएज भी लिखना है, सुएज कनाल भी लिखना है, पोर्ट साइड भी लिखना है। आगे यहाँ तक चलो, देन वी आर इनटू मेडिटेरियन सी। मेडिटेरियन सी भी आराम से लेके जाओ जहाज को। ओके, वेदर इज कूल, इट्स ब्यूटीफुल, सो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। ये वाला जो है इटली, और इटली के नीचे क्या है? सिसिलियन माल्टा। ओके, तो यहाँ पे हमें एडवेंचर नहीं करना है जैसे कोलंबस और वास्को दी गामा मैंने किया था। यहाँ से आराम से लेके आ जाओ नीचे से, और यहाँ आ गए, देन यू हैव रीच्ड जिब्राल्टर। ओके, जिब्राल्टर से आप प्यार से बाहर निकालो जहाज को, और फिर ऊपर की तरफ ले लेना। स्पेन, पोर्चुगल, बार्सिलोना, वेलेंशिया करते 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 नाउ यू विल हैव टू एंटर इंग्लिश चैनल अगेन एज फार एज इंग्लिश चैनल। एंड इंग्लिश चैनल के बाद कौन सा स्ट्रेट है?
Dover Strait.
Very good, Dover Strait. Okay, between England and France.
And
France.
France.
Okay, England and France के बीच में English Channel and Dover Strait. यहाँ पे भी draft restriction is not a problem, like you have no problem in Singapore Strait and Malacca Strait. So you can actually pass in between these two, that is UK and France. So यहाँ से आपने क्रॉस कर लिया। क्रॉस करने के बाद ये क्या है? What is this water mass? North Sea. करेक्ट। और अगर सपोज आपको हैम्बर्ग जाना है तो फिर कौन से कनाल से जाओगे? जर्मनी में कौन सा कनाल है? कील कनाल।
कील कनाल।
या तो वैसे जा सकते हो, या तो रॉटरडैम इज ओवर हियर ओनली, सो आपको अंदर तक जाने की भी जरूरत नहीं। सो यू हैव रीच, हैव यू रीच? यस। अब ऐसा है कि सपोज यू वांट टू टेक दिस पैसेज लाइक दिस, or suppose you come up to here and you want to take this passage, there is nothing wrong in that. ठीक है? If you don't want to use Kiel Canal, choice is yours. But when we are talking about a Suez-Max ship, then the examiner expects you to take the ship via Suez Canal. And when we talk about Cape-size ship, then the examiner expects you to go via Cape only. Okay, clear?
Yes.
चलो good. इसको छोटा कर देता हूं मैं. Another example we will take. Okay, can you all see Vancouver over here? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So second question is, आपको वैंकूवर से जहाज को शुरुआत करानी है. Okay, कनाडा एक्सपोर्ट क्या क्या करता है? क्विकली बता दो रोगजन. संतोष.
Sir, grain and coal.
कोल की आयरन और
Iron.
Okay, so Vancouver से आपको suppose you can have either of type of ship, either you can have a Cape size ship or you can have a, कौन सा कनाल है वो? Panama Canal. Right, so either you can have a Cape size ship or a Panamax ship. So Vancouver से शुरुआत करी हमने. Which is this ocean? Pacific Ocean. So Canada, Vancouver से शुरुआत की. Pacific Ocean लिखना है सबको. यहाँ पे आ जाओ. If it is a Panamax ship, then you will bring the vessel like this and enter through Panama Canal. So Port of Balboa on Pacific side, Port of Cristobal on Caribbean side or North Atlantic Ocean. So आपने क्रॉस करी, पनामा कनाल दिखा दो, पनामा कंट्री दिखा दो, यहाँ पे आ गए जहाज. फिर आपको बहुत ही प्यार से वेस्ट इंडियन आइलैंड्स के बीच में जाना है. ओके, परेशान मत करो, छोटे छोटे आइलैंड्स है ये. If it is a Cape size bulker, then you have to go via Cape. ये कौन सा Cape है, guys and girls?
Cape of Horn.
Keep on.
Cape of Horn.
Yes. South Latin America के साउथ में जो है that is Cape Horn. अफ्रीका के साउथ में that is called Cape of Good Hope. So आपको Cape Horn लिखना है, लैटिन अमेरिका या साउथ अमेरिका लिखो. जहाज को ऐसे लेके आ जाओ, ऐसे दूर से मत लाना. Okay. Of course, the marks will not be cut, but it will not look nice. ये बहुत ज्यादा दूर हो जाएगा ना. देखा ना, यहाँ पे पनामा कनाल यूज किया तो कितना डिस्टेंस बचा, कितने दिन बचे. तो ये और दूर से लाओगे तो चार्टर बेचारा परेशान हो जाएगा. तो इसको पास में लेके आए. केप हॉर्न से आ जाओ, यहाँ पे एंटर कर दिए. ये कौन सा ओशन है?
इंडियन ओशन.
अटलांटिक ओशन.
यूएस और अफ्रीका के बीच में साउथ अटलांटिक है चैंपियन. भगवान, अभी तक इंडियन बहुत ही ज्यादा पैट्रियटिज्म भरा हुआ है क्लास में. हर जगह पे इंडियन ओशन. पानी तो पहुंचा है, बट या दिस इज साउथ अटलांटिक एंड दैट्स पैसिफिक ओशन. ओके, एंड देन आई वांट टू लेट्स से टेक इट टू को आयरन और लेके जाना है मिडिल ईस्ट. ओके, लेट्स से हाँ, suppose we want to take it to, let's say, Qatar or Bahrain. Okay, Qatar और Bahrain कहाँ पे आता है?
Gulf.
Very good. Simple answer is I don't know.
Sir, Gulf में.
Middle East.
Persian Gulf.
यहाँ तक आ गया ना सब लोग? तो वैंकूवर से मुझे अभी बहरीन या कतार जाना है. करेक्ट. तो हम जा रहे हैं पनामैक्स से कर लिया, या तो फिर केप साइज से कर लिया. अब हमको जाना है, ये वाला क्लॉज क्लिक करता हूं, तो यहां तक आ गए. फिर साउथ अटलांटिक. सपोज सिंस यू आर, इफ यू आर अ केप साइज, देन यहां से पूरा ऊपर आके फिर मेल्टन यूज करना बनता नहीं है. इफ यू वांट टू गो हियर, करेक्ट, वी वांट टू गो इन पर्शियन गल्फ और अरेबियन गल्फ. सो अगर आपने केप हॉर्न ले लिया है तो केप ऑफ गुड होप भी ले लो और सीधा इंडियन ओशन में एंटर कर दो. इफ यू आर अ केप साइज बल्कर. बट इफ यू आर अ पनामैक्स, नेचुरली पनामा कनाल से आप ट्रांजिट कर ही सकते हो. सुएज कनाल भी बड़ा है तो उससे भी ट्रांजिट कर सकते हो. सो अगर पनामैक्स की बात करते तो हम पनामा कनाल यूज करके नॉर्थ अटलांटिक ओशन में आ गए, वहां से जिब्राल्टर, जिब्राल्टर से इसको बड़ा कर देता हूं, जिब्राल्टर से मेडिटेरियन सी, अगेन साउथ ऑफ माल्टा एंड सिसिली यू गो, सुएज कनाल, रेड सी, गल्फ ऑफ एडन, इंडियन ओशन, अभी इंडियन ओशन आ गया मन, अरेबियन सी, यहाँ से आप क्रॉस कर दिए, दैट्स ओमान, ओमान से आप इंटर करते हो पर्शियन गल्फ या अरेबियन गल्फ में, एंड देन यू गो टू कतार और बहरीन. ओके, क्लियर?
सर रेड सी के बाद where did we go?
किसके बाद? रेड सी के
Red
बाद.
Sea. After entering into Red Sea, then we left.
This is Gulf of Eden.
Correct. Yes.
As you go further, that's Oman Sea.
Oman.
This is Oman. Muscat नाम सुना है?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that's Oman, Muscat. यहाँ पे आप जाते हो, this point is Fujairah.
Yes.
And then you enter to a state of Bab al-Mandeb. करते हो तो वो state is not important.
सर एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था.
हाँ जी.
हाँ, अगर केप ऑफ गुड होप से लाते हैं या फिर स्वेज कैनाल से लाते हैं, दोनों केस में तो सिचुएशन में AWRP का जरूरत होगा.
इसका
एडिशनल वर्ल्ड प्रीमियम.
हाँ, of course, but the question is very simple. Charter has given you permission and the canal is paid. So you just want to show the passage. The additional due is very much there, but that is not part of the question, right?
Sir.
Just मेरे जानने के लिए पूछा था.
हाँ, of course. वो yes, you are right. आपका आवाज एकदम ब्रेक में आ रहा है तो. Yeah, what do you ask? हाँ जी.
Sir, Oxania.
Yes.
Sir, if we are taking the route of Cape Horn and then Cape of Good Hope, then would we be passing through that Mozambique channel or from the right of Mozambique channel directly going into?
Here you have a choice. You can go anywhere. It's not a problem.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing wrong in passing in between. Most of the ships pass through there. Okay, but some ships go this way as well. Suppose you are a very large ore carrier or a VLCC type of ship. Suppose you are carrying crude oil from Vancouver to this crude oil तो नहीं लेके जाओगे, पर उल्टा पैसेज आ गया. Suppose आपको बहरीन से लोड करके आप VLCC लेके जा रहे हो वहाँ पे. Some ships can go like this also, or will go like this. That is not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, you have a choice. That's a good question, Roxanne. Okay,
Captain,
done with this?
Captain, regarding this, I'd like to say something.
हाँ, बोलिए.
Sir, actually, as per the HRA guidelines, most of the charterers and other shippers and also they recommend to go more than 300 nautical miles east of Madagascar.
That's the reason I said, Nachiket, is it all depends on your charterer, but there is no draft restriction.
Yeah, there is no draft restriction.
Yeah, but for other commercial purposes, like these areas are highly prone to piracy. Okay, so अगर piracy का issue है, African ports, you never know. You can get into a big situation. Like for example, आप some ships or some owners I have seen. इसको zoom करता हूँ मैं. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. So ये जो एरिया है, Somalia area, ये है. Suppose you are in a loaded condition, and if you are carrying valuable cargo, then some owners even try to avoid Suez Canal. वो आपको नीचे से जाने को कहेंगे, because the amount of piracy attacks happening here are so huge that. And secondly, what happens is, suppose अगर आप बहुत ज़्यादा cheap cargo carry कर रहे हो, on the other hand, if you are carrying very cheap cargo और charter का कोई voyage charter पे है, time charter नहीं है, so you don't have any restriction as such. In that case, the owner कहता है कि आप होले चले जाओ, अपने भागना क्यों है यहाँ से marathon. But yes, if you are going via this, then you are bound to get a lot of rough weather. this is still all right. But if you are going to attempt Cape Horn, which is south of South America, this part is so safely I can say 8 months out of 12 months you will get rough weather minimum. Okay. Okay, so we have seen the two passages. Let me go to.
Actually, sir, as a master, I will prefer rough weather in Gulf of Aden and Somalia.
You will prefer rough. It depends. It depends. You know, I'll also prefer that, but it depends. Individually, आपको क्या, you know, if you're black belt in karate or taekwondo, yes, piracy is not a problem for you. But अगर मेरे जैसा सीधा साधा बंदा है तो मैं pirates के साथ पंगा क्यों लूं? Correct?
Why rough weather is preferable, sir? Because the boats cannot survive.
Sir, I think cost is matters.
What? Cost matters, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Because when you passing Suez Canal, you are paying the Suez Canal cost, transit cost, and again you are paying the AWRB. So it's becoming very costly. So in case the cheap cargo, I think the freight will not that much high. So
Yes,
it
you're
will
right.
be very tough for a charterer or operator to do this voyage.
Okay. Someone mentioned that किसका mic में disturbance था? Someone mentioned in the, sorry, there is network issue. Roshni Gaikwad. Yes, Roshni, क्या कहना है आपको?
Roshni Gaikwad's mic is giving trouble.
अच्छा, उसका mic problem है. ठीक है, ठीक है. I thought वो मेरे mic की बात कर रही थी. मैं तो परेशान हो गया. Okay, चलो. So yes, it depends on the cost. It depends on what cargo you're carrying, and it depends on how much time you have. Whether you are on time charter or voyage charter, that also matters a lot to use this. And that was the whole idea of showing or explaining you this. ये 5 marks का question आता है, and normally pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, you used to get 2 different maps. But post-pandemic, last 2 years से मैं देख रहा हूँ कि one common map is given, and over there you have to show the route. Okay, तो map बहुत छोटा होगा because पूरी दुनिया को बिठाना है उसमें, correct? But उसमें आपको अच्छे से जहाज को ले जाना है. तो वैष्णवी, you are absolutely right. जहाज जमीन पे नहीं चलता. Secondly, if you are a Cape-size ship, उसको आप canal से मत pass कराओ. And with regards to the theory questions, whether it is shipping practice, whether it is commercial, I'm talking about the theory questions. Okay, so when it is 5 mark, at least one fullscape should be there. You know, up kuch log, I mean, you have an option of either type your answers and send it by, of course, that VBox facility, या VBox application, which will be explained to you. आपको exam कैसे देनी है? Okay, VBox is a platform which we use for exam.
Sir, I would like to say something here.
Haji.
Sorry to keep you interrupting, but yes, we are only looking at the commercial part of it. That's very correct. And finally, shipping is commercial, no doubt about it. But people should not forget that safety of life has the prime importance. That's over and above everything. I mean, the ships are running because of the sailors who are sailing with it. So, I mean, I have had incidences where I was told by charterers to bypass safety, which I never did. So, as a master and as a seafarer, whatever the charterer says, come what may, as a master, I am not going to do it. There are masters who do it, and then there is a cost. You have to pay for it. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yes, absolutely, very true, Captain Nachiket. Thanks for that input. सब लोग और एक वर्ड लिख दो अपने रफ पेज में. That is called paramount clause. Okay. I'm not sure whether you are doing, is it second year or first year? Hague-Visby rules, Hague rules, Antwerp rules. ये वर्ड सुने हैं कि पहली बार सुन रहे हो मेरी तरफ?
Last class में बताया था.
अच्छा, बताया. Yeah. So basically, these are your charter party charter party arrangements, which has to be followed by something, right? As per something. So either you can go in for Hague rules as your base for clauses, Hague-Visby rules, which is a combination of Hague and Visby. Then you have Antwerp rules. So different types of clauses. For bulk carriers, it's a different situation. For tankers, it's a different situation. You got different charter parties in tankers, different type of voyages, tank voyage होते हैं या फिर जो भी है. तो paramount clause is very important. जो अभी Captain Nachiket was saying. These three things any seafarer will keep in mind, whether he's a master or he's a second cook, or for that matter, oiler or fitter on a ship. First important thing is I have to look after my people. Yes, you all agree with that? You should look after your people.
Yes,
Safety
sir,
of life
100%.
comes first. That's a paramount. उससे आगे कुछ नहीं होगा. Okay? हिंदी में एक कहावत है बिबला, अभी पता नहीं आपने सुनी है कि नहीं. सारी खुदाई एक तरफ, हाँ,
जोरू का भाई एक तरफ.
दुनिया भर की दुनियादारी एक तरफ, सेफ्टी ऑफ माय पीपल एक तरफ. दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग आई विल ऑलवेज गेट इनटू. अगर मुझे सेफ्टी ऑफ लाइफ से टाइम और एनर्जी बचती है, देन आई विल लुक आफ्टर माय सेफ्टी ऑफ द शिप. सेफ्टी ऑफ पीपल नंबर 1, फॉलोड बाय सेफ्टी ऑफ शिप. एंड देन उसके बाद भी अगर एनर्जी बचती है, जो नहीं बचेंगे जनरली, लेकिन अगर कोई एक्सपीरियंस बंदा है तो एनर्जी थोड़ी बहुत बच जाएगी, देन सेफ्टी ऑफ कार्गो. ओके, तो ये तीनों को मद्देनजर रखते हुए शिपिंग चलती है स्पेशली. तो my request to all of you, because some of you are going to be in very commanding positions in your careers, not immediately, but maybe after 10 years, who knows? People like Mithila, Vaishnavi, Biplab, Santosh, Roxanne, you will be in a position to tell the captain and chief engineer that you anchor your ship here. And or I don't want you to wait in Great Bitter Lake to continue with your passage no matter what. Okay? तो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट, क्या रिक्वेस्ट को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं?
विनंती,
गुजारिश यही है कि हम सीफेरर्स बहुत प्यारे और बहुत सॉफ्ट बंदे होते हैं, बंदियां होती है. नाउ तो ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव गॉट बंदियाज आल्सो इन शिपिंग. थोड़ा कंसीडर करो, ठीक है? या ऑलराइट. So I know what Captain.
Okay, and very important, I want to share with everyone that nothing overrides master's authority. Master is the ultimate authority on board.
Okay, अभी ये जो कह रहे हैं उसको दूसरा एंगल से देखा जाए तो there is a code called ISM code. नाम सुना है आपने? Commercial या current shipping environment में सुना है?
Yes, sir.
International Safety Management Code, which is also part of your Safety of Life at Sea, chapter number 9.
Yes.
और ISM कोड में एक बड़ा वेपन दिया है मास्टर को, जो अभी कैप्टन नचिकेत कह रहे थे, मास्टर अथॉरिटी. Okay, you have overriding authority about anything if it is compromising with the safety of your people or your ship or your cargo. Okay, so you can deviate from the rules and regulations. In other words, or maritime words, we call them conventions, codes, protocols, acts, and rules. विप्लव सोच रहा है कि इतना सब बाहर कैसे कर पाता है ये बता. Just that I get up at 5 in the morning.
Guys, why I am saying this is because presently I am a sailing master, so I am sharing my experience with you.
Yes, absolutely. There are some ports, I totally agree with you. There are some ports in the world where pilotage is optional. That means you can go without pilot. Then it is the master who has to decide whether I want to take the pilot or not, irrespective of what the commercial pressure from charter or office is. Okay, and master can say that no, I will not go in, or I will not take my ship inside without the help of pilot. समझ गए? One of the examples. Or the master has suppose it is in way of safety of my ship, then I have every right to jettison the cargo. Right? Jettison मतलब क्या?
कार्गो फेंकने का, शिप से बाहर
उठा के फेंकने का. She is so happy. 1000 किलो का 1 टन होता है. ओके, कितने टन फेंकेंगे? हाँ, चलो ठीक.
Discharge the cargo in the
cargo in the correct
words.
as far as your safety is concerned, you have the right to jettison the cargo, let go the cargo, because my safety of my ship is more important. Okay, good. So let's go to the. How much time we are left with? We are left with half an hour. Okay. Let me quickly take you to the canals. तो हमने किए, क्या करना है? Currents करना है कि क्या करना है? Or we leave it to next time.
Currents.
Current, sir. Current.
Currents. Okay.
Yeah.
Currents के लिए मुझे दूसरा इसमें जाना पड़ेगा. Just give me a moment. हमने वैसे सितंबर में करा था ना करंट एक नहीं नॉट
Yes, sir. किया था currents तभी.
I'm just trying to see which is that
On 10th of October we had done.
अच्छा 10th of October is it? Okay.
Yeah, Captain Dhananjay, how long?
The lectures ends at 1 o'clock, which is about 35 minutes from now.
Okay. Can I take a leave now?
Yeah, please, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys and girls, see you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Currents. Okay, got it. ओके क्या जानना चाहोगे करंट्स के बारे में वो पहले बताओ या फिर क्या हमने किया है वो पहले बताओ.
So we have done all the different currents, Norwegian, then Peru cold current and the warm current.
उसके पहले क्या किया था? टाइप्स ऑफ करंट्स किया था.
Yes, those vertical and horizontal currents.
वैष्णवी या किसी ने चाय बनाई थी ना क्लास में.
Yes.
That's your vertical current.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Horizontal current आपको पता है, right? So दोनों टाइप के currents हमने किए थे. Now, as far as shipping is concerned, horizontal currents are going to affect your ship. और अगर पीछे से आपको हेल्प करेंगे तो फेवरेबल करंट हो गया, अगर आगे से है तो वो आपका अनफेवरेबल है. Reduce your speed. That's the benefit of working with people who are good in English grammar. Seafarers are generally not. किधर गया currents? Okay.
So these currents are also one of the major this thing for grounding of ships in few areas.
In ports, yes. In ports, yes.
In ports, yes.
You can actually get drifted अगर बहुत ज़्यादा strong current होगा जैसे कैलकाटा में हल्दिया के पास river के पास even there is a place called Bajbaj which we saw in Haldia river or sorry Hooghly river.
Yes.
वहाँ पे currents बहुत ज़्यादा है. आपने भावनगर नाम सुना है?
भावनगर, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. वहाँ पे currents भी है और tide मतलब 3-4 मीटर का टाइड होता है. टाइड मतलब वॉशिंग पाउडर नहीं, लो वाटर और हाई वाटर के बीच का डिफरेंस. ठीक है. अमिताभ बच्चन 6 फुट का लंबाई इज 2 मीटर्स, तो आप समझ सकते हो 4 मीटर मतलब कितना हो गया. कोई बता ही नहीं रहा है, बताओ कैसे करेंगे.
नहीं सब बहुत सारा.
ओके सो यू ऑल कैन सी.
sir.
So then in this type of scenario where the ship gets grounded on the port, who is responsible? Like due to the master pilot or the current?
सेकेंड ईयर में कुट्टी साहब को पूछो, बहुत बड़ा सब्जेक्ट ओपन. कौन है ये? मनप्रीत ना?
Yes sir.
हाँ तो प्योर वेज है तो कुछ भी करेगा क्या? Who is responsible? Okay. If it has happened because the wind has picked up and current is not favorable, then it is act of God.
Okay.
Insurance companies hopefully will take care of you.
Sir, could you just share the other slide which you were just sharing before this, because I wasn't there for the 10th October.
You mean this one?
Before this, the current, yeah, just 1 minute, sir.
अच्छा ये वाला?
जी ये वाला. Just give me like 2 minutes, please.
Okay, all right. So yes, so Who was asking this? Manpreet was asking, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so suppose you are in कहीं पे रखो कोई फर्क नहीं है, ठीक है. Suppose you are in Port of Mumbai, okay, over here. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you are anchored. मतलब ship is anchored. And suppose the wind picks up, rough weather hai, wind has picked up, current is also not favorable to you, and your ship starts drifting. ठीक है?
हाँ जी.
अगर आपने एंकर नहीं किया है तो that is called drifting. अगर आपने एंकर किया है then it is called as dragging of anchor.
Okay.
एंकर ही ड्रैग हो रहा है आपका चेन के साथ. Okay. Naturally, suppose the tendency will be depending on the direction of the wind. But suppose you are going towards the land, you're bound to sit on the land, correct?
Yes.
That sitting on the land is called as grounding or stranding. ठीक है? अभी suppose navigation error हो गया, so it is an error of a seafarer. Again, insurance companies will take care of that. Heard of P&I club?
Yes.
Protection and Indemnity Club, they will take care of it. अब आपका क्वेश्चन था वो किसी केस स्टडी के अनुरूप था या इन जनरल हवा में था?
नहीं सर, कोई केस स्टडी के से ही था.
हाँ, तो फिर क्या हुआ था बताओ क्लास में, विदाउट नेमिंग द शिप एंड द सीफेयर. तो फिर मैं आपको बताऊं कि इसमें आपको
सर अभी तक चल रहा है, वो अभी तक चल रहा है.
इंसिडेंट्स तो बताओ.
Only the ship got grounded on port of Barranquilla. It was there for almost 48 hours, and then it started when like there was tide and favorable current, like you can say, and with some engine assistance of the ship, it started drifting after almost 48 hours or even more. I don't know.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Okay. So she is refloated now.
Yes, yes, the ship is refloated. After that, it was taken for underground inspection, deep water inspection.
Underwater.
Yes.
Underwater. Deep water mini or underground mini. It's called underwater.
Underwater inspection, it was taken, and nothing's wrong with the ship. Not even like a scratch, you can say.
Grounding बोल रहे हो और scratch भी नहीं हुआ?
Yes, it was apparently a current came, a strong current came, but it was all soft mud. So yeah, lucky, yeah, very lucky actually.
Yeah, otherwise, grounding and no scratch is as good as saying कि Bratley नहीं तो who is that Pakistan bowler Wasim Akram या वकार यूनुस का बॉल आपके नाक पे लगा और कुछ हुआ नहीं. हाँ, ये वो वाली बात हो गई. ठीक है. Okay, so grounded and reason drifting or she was anchored?
Pilot's mistake.
देखो इसको आंसर पता है, मुझे पूछ रही है कि किसका मिस्टेक. You know ऐसे भी लोग हैं क्लास में.
नहीं तो वो बाद में पता चला, अभी चल रहा है.
ये सिचुएशन हल्दिया में अक्सर होता है सर. This situation due to the pilot error, the groundation happen mostly at Haldia.
So many places it can happen. Yes, Haldia is one of the places where grounding can happen. Okay, pilot mistake. But pilot mistake कैसे हो गया?
So because actually it wasn't even his mistake completely. You can say act of God. A strong current just came तभी.
आपको एक मजे की बात बताऊं सबको क्लास में. Whether pilot is on board or not on board, master is still overall in charge and responsible for navigation.
Okay.
Yeah. We Captain Nachiket hote they would have said something. Anyways, this is not our topic. All right. So there was a grounding. Okay. और क्या करना है currents में? Just a moment. 2 minutes हो गए? Vaishnav Mithila, sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can check that. I didn't
These
want
are the
to.
currents we saw. Yes. And we also saw कि in this particular pattern, northern hemisphere is clockwise, southern hemisphere is anti-clockwise. Correct? Preferably try to use blue and red color. जो आपके warm currents है, not hot currents. Okay, don't write hot current in the exam. Hot current वो हिमालय में वो मिलता है, वो वाला नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं कह रहा हूँ warm currents. The temperature is little higher than expected or sea water. Okay, तो जो इक्वेटर से पोल की तरफ जाती है, नॉर्थ हेमिस्फीयर एंड साउथ हेमिस्फीयर में, these are your warm currents. And जो पोल की तरफ से इक्वेटर के पास आते हैं, these are your cold currents. Very simple. ये हमने करी है already. And okay, these are the currents we did, right? Anyone wants to do that again? कितना टाइम? 20 मिनट बचे. Okay, the international trading blocks and map walk मुझे बताओ बच्चों, guys and girls, what map walk you want to do next time? So accordingly, I will also prepare now. Any particular one?
So the one with the maximum weightage in exam.
ठीक है. Pilot mistake तब पूछ रही है मुझे किसका गलती है, किसको पकड़ूं?
Sir, we can try Baltic trading routes. Baltic trading routes.
It's not in the scope of first year. बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. वैसे तो बहुत कुछ है विप्लव. Type of scrubbers, Ballard's water treatment system, spectrophotometer, wall wash test करना है. आएगा नहीं वो ज्योग्राफी में, बहुत ज्यादा है शिपिंग. Breach team resource management, collisions at sea, collision avoidance rules.
So
Right.
as Manpreet mentioned, whatever is important for, I mean,
That of course we will do a quick revision next time.
yeah.
Of course. एक क्लू तो मैं मिथिला आपको अभी दे सकता हूँ.
Yes, sir, sure. We are waiting.
जो आंसर शीट होगी आपकी वो व्हाइट कलर की होगी. उसमें ब्लैक कलर के हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइंस रहेंगे जिसमें आपको आंसर्स लिखने. ठीक है. कैलिफोर्निया करंट एंड पेरू करंट. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that as far as, okay, let me just close this because I think you have studied. मेरे ख्याल से आप लोग स्टडी अच्छे से करो. मेरे ख्याल probably we will have our last lecture hopefully sometime in January. So you still have time to go through the portion, go through the at least one revision, okay, and in some cases 2 revisions. कुछ लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं जो बताते नहीं है क्या हुआ था लेकिन पूछते हैं कि क्या होना चाहिए, करेक्ट? तो
हेलो सर.
लोग शायद 2-2, 3-3 रिवीजन करके भी बैठे होंगे. Can we discuss that? हाँ जी.
So when we were doing that routes, no, from Canada to Oman, in that route, I know I might be becoming too ambitious here, but since that Arctic portion has also opened up because of the ice, now, the glaciers now becoming water and everything. So we can go through that route also. I think, I don't know, probably the cost would be high maybe because the weather is very uncertain and very this thing. But
Yes,
that is
absolutely.
also, that could also be one of the routes.
Yes, very good. Good question. Answer चाहोगी?
Yes, sir.
Good. Yes, you can, as long as it is safe route, navigable. You are in navigable waters, perfectly all right. Challenges आपको क्या आएगी कि suppose you are only trading in summer zone, then you are allowed to load up to summer load line.
Correct.
तो जैसे ही आप ऊपर चले जाओगे तो विंटर नॉर्थ अटलांटिक का लोड लाइन एप्लीकेबल हो जाएगा.
Right, sir.
तो वहां पे आप समर लोड लाइन मार्क लोड करके जा नहीं सकते. So you are loading less. It is okay, fine.
Right. Understood.
That is one challenge. Second challenge, as you rightly said, weather will be a big problem for you. Third one, suppose we are talking about tankers. ठीक है, बल्क कैरियर्स में उतना फर्क, बल्क कैरियर्स का प्रॉब्लम बाद में बताता हूँ, पहले टैंकर्स पे आते हैं. If you are talking about tankers, then the liquid can semi-freeze, if not freeze.
But are those tankers not, I mean, they are made in such a way that the outer weather and temperature would not affect the items within the tanker, correct, sir?
It's made of steel, good conductor of electricity. अगर बाहर ठंडा तो अंदर ठंडा, बाहर गर्म तो अंदर गर्म. Unless you switch on your steam heating coils in the tanks to maintain the temperature. Heating coils चलाना भी कोई problem नहीं है, लेकिन heating coils will come with a cost. You have to burn fuel for that.
Right, sir, right.
Okay. Rough weather is one. If you encounter ice, like Titanic encountered in 1914 or 12, you need icebreakers. If you are going by
high, that means the cost is high. That means if we take that route as of now.
Yes, but yes, you can.
Sir, also we'll need special ships like polar ships who are complying with that polar code.
Yes, absolutely. You need probably you need icebreakers. You need ice navigation. मतलब आपका जो front portion वो है बहुत strong होना चाहिए. Normal commercial merchant ships are not geared to trade in those areas, Arctic areas or Antarctic areas. So yes, that is also a challenge. But yes, अगर ठीक हुआ navigable water है और आपका और अगर आपकी चार्टर की सोच भी आप जैसे ही एडवेंचरस और चैलेंजिंग है तो yes, why not? बट अगर मैं चार्टर हूँ तो मैं आपको ये कभी नहीं करने दूंगा. I will tell you चुपचाप सुएज कनाल से आ जाओ, no questions asked. And I want you to reach on this day, this time. Maintain the ETA. Okay. मैं ये कह रहा था कि सपोज आपके पास पांच मार्क का क्वेश्चन आपको अटेम्प्ट करना है तो एटलीस्ट वन फुल स्केप इज एक्सपेक्टेड. ठीक है, तो मैटर थोड़ा सा पढ़ना पड़ेगा और नॉट श्योर वेदर यू आर इन द हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग दिस रीडिंग इन द सेंस नॉट रीडिंग सॉरी राइटिंग. ओके, तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स ऑफिस वर्क यू आर डूइंग ऑन कंप्यूटर्स, यू आर डूइंग वर्क फ्रॉम होम, तो काफी सारा कम्युनिकेशन हमारा कंप्यूटर पे होता है. सो यू आर ओके विद द कीबोर्ड, बट टाइपिंग और राइटिंग समथिंग, because in the exam this VBox option or platform will give you two main options. Either you type your answer and then upload, or you write on a piece of paper, take a photo and then upload. दोनों में आपको लिखना तो है, करेक्ट, और 3 घंटे में काफी कुछ लिखना है. अगर 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चन होगा तो उसके अनुरूप आपको आंसर का साइज करना है. 20 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन होगा तो फिर तो अब समझ लो क्या करना है आपको. माय सजेशन, ज्योग्राफी मैप वर्क आपका बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग करो और जितना हो सकता है रिवीजन कर दो. इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर वी विल टॉक अबाउट इन केस यू हैव एनी डाउट्स. ओके, एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस? Still 10 minutes to go. Anyone, any other question?
Sir, apart from syllabus.
One by one.
Yes, sir. Apart from the syllabus, during initial lectures, you have shared something कि कॉमनवेल्थ गेम क्या होता है. अगर आप लोग मुझसे पूछोगे तो मैं आपको बाद में बताऊंगा. तो मुझे मतलब आपने बताया नहीं सर कॉमनवेल्थ गेम क्या होता है.
बाद में बताया नहीं. ओके, आपने अंग्रेजों का नाम सुना है? तो एक जमाना था जब सारे यूरोपियंस, वेदर इट इज डच, पोर्चुगीज, स्पेनिश, फ्रेंच एंड इंग्लिश, ओके, हैव यू सीन German colonies anywhere in the world? But you have seen British colonies.
Sir, we have seen French colonies in Kolkata.
You have seen Portuguese colony in Goa. You have seen British colony in India and Singapore, correct?
Pondicherry have one colony, sir, also.
So wherever these British Raj एक जमाने में हुआ करता था, they were coming under Commonwealth, okay, or common program or common rules. So after exit of Britishers, these regions or countries were called as Commonwealth countries. ठीक है? Yep. Okay. Any other question? Any other doubt?
Sir, मैं एक चीज बोल रहा था कि is there any sample answer sheet, how the answer should be written? Is there any sample sheet? Any format which we can follow?
Manpreet and Roxanne will answer your question.
It's uploaded on the website. Previous students' answers sheets, they've been uploaded.
Okay, so I missed it. So I'll check definitely. Thank you.
NMIS site पे जाओ, या you can ask any office bearer like Mukle madam या फिर Mini madam. You can ask them. They will help you how to access those answer sheets of toppers. Okay. Irrespective of the structure of the question paper, my suggestion is पिछले 5 साल के Mars exam. Umang Thakkar is saying website is not working. Good. So we try. So I will try on Monday. If not Monday, I try again on Tuesday. If not Tuesday, I try again on Wednesday. कभी ना कभी तो खुलेगा ही. अगर फिर भी नहीं खुला और अगर हमें लगा कि एग्जाम दिल्ली बहुत नजदीक आ रही है, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, फेस मास्क पहन के NMIS के ऑफिस में चला जाऊंगा और फिर मैडम को कहूंगा मुझे पुराने आंसर शीट दिखाओ.
लास्ट 3 वीक से ऑपरेशनल नहीं है वेबसाइट.
कोई बात नहीं, you can visit the office if you are from Bombay. और
if not just call them ना, वो लोग WhatsApp पे भेज दें.
फोन तो चल रहा है मनप्रीत?
हाँ जी.
फोन लाइन तो चल रही है ना इंस्टीट्यूट की?
Yeah.
हाँ, तो फिर तो otherwise Irfan, you are here, right?
Yes sir.
The site is working. I
Site
have
is working.
downloaded from the site only. Irfan sir had helped me out.
हाँ नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. The IT stalwart Mr. Irfan is there with us in the class. So Irfan, want to help them with the website?
Sir, I'm always there, online and offline both. Whenever they need, I can help them out in any technical issue.
Website नहीं चल रही बोल रहा है, तो उसको answer sheets if you can help.
So the website is under upgradation with a new make and cosmetics done.
I think he is asking for a couple of answer sheets of topper. So शायद नाम लेके उसको आप share कर लो.
Okay, you can just put your email ID, send it to IT or admin, you'll get the result.
That's good. Thank you, Irfan.
Thank you, sir.
और कोई? चैट बॉक्स तो पूरा भरा पड़ा हुआ है. अरे विप्लव ने पूछा था. रोशनी गायकवाड़, इट्स ऑन म्यूट मोड सर. अच्छा, ओके. बेचारी बात करना चाहती है लेकिन उसका माइक खराब है. इनलैंड वाटरवेज चीफ ऑफिसर Gaurav. Gaurav, are you there? Okay, never mind. Nadeem, please add me. Add you where, Nadeem?
Sir.
हाँ जी.
Sir, dateline saving समझाइए ना please again. थोड़ा dateline saving time in
okay.
short. In short.
Daylight saving time in short. Yeah. Short में बताना पड़ेगा. 10 मिनट बचे हैं, फिर अलार्म बजेगा. होता है ना क्या बिग बॉस वाला अलार्म? Stop the class. Big boss आपको कहता है stop the class. Okay.
Sir, you take your time today because second year lecture is not there. Sir, second year lecture is not there.
Second year lecture हो ना हो, मैंने आज मरीन प्रोडक्ट्स की है, तो मैं 1 बजे बंद करने वाला हूँ. My lunch is waiting for me.
Okay.
Get it. Okay. So daylight saving time. Actually, all of you have experienced during summer, दिन बड़ा होता है, रात छोटी होती है. And during winter, रात बड़ी होती है और दिन छोटा होता है.
Yes, sir.
Correct? तो हम विंटर की बात करते हैं जब रात बड़ी होती है और दिन छोटा होता है. मतलब क्या होगा, अगर एवरेज सिचुएशन देखेंगे हम, तो 12 घंटे का दिन और 12 घंटे. All of you understand Hindi, right? Or should I speak in English?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. That is average, normal, standard. But during winter, that 12 hours of day can come up to 10.5 to 11 hours. Sometimes even 10 hours. Right? तो मतलब क्या है कि अगर 10 घंटे का मेरा दिन होता है, तो 14 घंटे का रात हो जाएगा. Sunset to sunrise will be 14 hours. Yes? Okay, good. Now suppose we all are used to, जैसे अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ 1 बजे lunch के लिए मैं बंद करने वाला हूँ. Suppose we all are used to 8 o'clock in the morning as the breakfast time. अब ये किसी ने स्टैंडर्ड या कॉमन 12 आवर्स के डे और नाइट के हिसाब से सुबह 8 बजे का ब्रेकफास्ट फिक्स किया हुआ, 8 बजे ब्रेकफास्ट करना. बट व्हाट हैपेंस इन विंटर टाइम, इवन इफ इट इज 8 o'clock इन द मॉर्निंग, करेक्ट, सनराइज जो है वो काफी लेट होगा. जो नॉर्मली 6 बजे होता है वो 7 बजे होगा. मतलब क्या, जो नॉर्मल टाइम पे 6 o'clock के सनराइज के हिसाब से 8 बजे दिखना चाहिए, वो आपको 7 बजने वाला सिचुएशन देगा. समझ में आ रहा है रोक्सेन?
Yes, sir.
So what I do, I follow 3 Idiots वाला dialogue, all is well, all is well. So basically what I do, मैं अपने क्लॉक को एडजस्ट करता हूँ, बिकॉज सिस्टम को एडजस्ट करने से रहा हूँ मैं, सिस्टम मानने वाली नहीं है, जवाब दे देगी, रिएक्ट करेगी. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, इसको बोलता हूँ ऑल इज वेल, और घड़ी को पीछे करता हूँ. घड़ी को पीछे क्यों कर रहा हूँ? बिकॉज मैं 8 बजे को बोल रहा हूँ घड़ी को, तो 7 बजा, ताकि इवन इफ देर इज late sunrise, my system is not getting affected, because the same 8 o'clock situation I will see 2 hours after the sunrise, irrespective of the sunrise at 7 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. That's daylight saving hour. But इसमें एक चीज हमें याद रखनी है, the moment winter gets over, need to come back to your normal time. तो समर में भी वैसे ही चलोगे तो फिर सिस्टम डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगी.
Yeah, are they not going to, is this not daylight saving time going to be redundant in the future now? That is what I had read or heard
India?
somewhere. No, Indian, usually daylight saving time is not really affecting India, correct? So it's affecting those colder regions.
ट्रॉपिकल रीजन में तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. तो किसको फॉलो करना है आगे जाके?
No, so daylight saving time usually now they are, the colder regions are also deciding to just scrap it off. That is what I've heard. I feel I'm not sure about it.
मैंने ऐसे सुना तो है कहीं पे. Depends on like for example from the seafaring. I think Irfan, we can stop the recording now. This is a casual talk, not regarding the subject. Can we stop the recording?
Okay, sir. Yes. I'll do it. Yes.
Thank you.